Oh, hello, YouTube. How are you doing? Would you care to watch a bit of Dwarf Fortress? Well, you've clicked on it, so I'm going to presume you did, even though technically I should kind of wait for consent. Whatever. Let's have a little look. That got dark quickly, didn't it? Ooh. Ooh. Anyway, speaking of darkness, the enemy have come and are laying siege to the fortress. We have some undead shenanigans going on, some reanimated chicanery. So let's have a little look and see what we've got. We've got a wasting hunter, 4 wasting hunters. Interesting. Let's take a little peek at them. Is it V? It is. A medium-sized creature prone to great ambition. Her hair is extremely long. Her ears are somewhat narrow. Her head is somewhat tall. Her hair is, white. Her skin is raw umber. Her eyes are light brown. Her eyebrows are somewhat high. Oh my. Okay. I mean, that doesn't sound as crazy as I thought it would. Let's have a look, see where they are. Oh, you see them down there in the bottom left? They've just come onto the map. Fine. Fine. We shall deal with you at a later date. Let's head up to the surface now and look and see what we've got going on here. Have we successfully walled in the fortress? We have not. However, there is only one space of walling to be done to successfully seal everybody in. So, with that in mind, let's have a quick little peek at our burrows and see if we've got everybody in an alert. No. Everybody goes to the alert, and then we press W. That is actually inside the burrow, that's fine. And then we build constructed wall, and we pop it right there between the 2 pillars. Because of course everybody knows 3 pillars in a row makes a wall. And we'll make it out of, what is the closest object? Quartzite. That'll be fine. That will be fine. Anyway, now that the wall is ready to be built, we will unpause and watch as, no doubt, my dwarves spring into action and fix the hole in the wall and, excuse me. Oh. Forms twisted from their nature, Legion of the Night. What hope remains? Okay, a secondary wave of invaders. Let's have a little look at those and see what we've got there. So, we've got some wasting... Oh, the wasting hunters have all fucked off. That's interesting. Instead, we have Griffin Brass's Fist Bowman. Interesting. Let's take a little look at this lad. A large, one-eyed humanoid. It has thin wings of stretched skin. Its black skin is leathery. This night creature was first created by the human necromancer Ido Walkbottle of Spike 7 after horrible experiments on the dwarf Melville pastime glazers in Griffinbrass in the year 281. Ooh, very exciting. Thin wings of stretched skin, like bat skin. Exciting. Or, as we were talking about tanukis earlier, testicle skin. Let's have a look down here, watch the gate, make sure it gets closed. Hopefully they're just passing by. Maybe they just came on and had a little clip of the corner of our map. They weren't even interested in coming and fighting us. They were just toddling off. It's good. I like it. Come on. Somebody come up here and build that wall, because we need a degree of protection from the outside world. A quite significant degree of protection, to be honest. Let's have a little look, see if any of them have come back. Wait, they've gone. Huh. This guy, of course, is locked down in the caverns. Interesting. So they've decided that they're not attacking anymore. Well, let's turn off the alert then. Let's turn off the alert. No need to keep everybody indoors. Whew, false alarm, everybody. Calm down. We'll cancel that. It'll be all good. Dave Lost Raptor saying YouTuber casuals. Oh dear. Oh dear. Sergeant Indy says, I've got all sorts of hardcore raccoon facts. No idea why. My brain has just sort of collected them over the years. I suppose. I mean, you're probably in like a hotspot for raccoons in the United States, aren't you? Or are they everywhere? Are they like a species that's all over the place? But because I always associate them with the Pacific Northwest for some reason, which is kind of your neck of the woods. Now, eat shredded wheat. Ish. It's roughly that's where Washington is, isn't it? Ah, fuck it. Let's not start talking about American geography. It's going to cause problems. It's going to cause problems. Anyway, where was I? Hello, Bauxitebeard. Welcome to the stream again. Thanks for joining us. Poor YouTubers just missed out on all the animal sex talk before getting to join in. That's true. That's true. I mean, it wasn't technically animal sex talk. We weren't necessarily talking about, bestial coitus or anything like that. But we were we were discussing some sexual characteristics of animals, for sure. For sure, that is definitely a fact. Let's keep looking at the fortress, make sure we're not missing anything. I don't see anything particularly notable going on here, apart from the fact that hundreds of dwarves, he says, in a fortress with about 30 dwarves, are flooding towards our stockpile here with cassiterite ore, which means we are going to have a lot of tin. Oh, baby, it's going to be Tin Town. Tin Town. Reminds me of Tintin. Anyone else here a fan of Tintin as a kid? I used to love the Tintin books. Tintin and Asterix. To be noted, Asterix, very much not the little star that you put at the top of a word to denote that there's a footnote about it. That's an asterisk. Asterix is a French cartoon character. Cartoon? Comic book character. A figure of the bande dessinée, as they say over there in the old Franco zone. Just keep going down there. What's the name of that? Is it Lucky Luke, the other cowboy? Because I remember going when I was a kid and we went to France, and I got all excited to go to the comic shops and see all the Asterix books and stuff. Because I know, of course, Tintin is actually Belgian. But whatever, there's a lot of Tintin there as well. But I got all excited to go and see the Asterix books. And I got to the comic store, and it was like, sure, there was a load of Asterix stuff, but there was also a shitload of like stuff about a cowboy that I'd never heard of in my life before. And it seemed to be like the most popular thing in France ever. Who knows though? Maybe I'm wrong. I think Horoscope might be able to fill us in on this one. Then again, maybe not. Who knows? Maybe just being French does not necessarily impart a love of Asterix. I've been to Park Asterix, you know. Very exciting. Sergeant Indy says you have 100 drawbridges. Why do you need a wall? Because that drawbridge is not connected to anything. It just sits there. It just sits there like a useless slab of stone. In fact, with that in mind, let's quickly bung another lever in the lever room. Build trap component lever. Let's pop that just there will do, and we'll make it with a microcline mechanism. And once that's been built, we'll be able to link it up to the surface thing, and we'll be able to take out that wall because we won't need it anymore. What the hell? Oh yeah, we've got kangaroos on the surface, haven't we? Kangaroos that pick a fight with the undead goblin macemen that swarm our hills. Which is nice. I like to see kangaroos defending our territory. It means we don't have to do it. Should we put another trade depot in? I think we should. Build capital D for trade depot. Let's pop it in there and bosh. Very good, very good. I should probably also say DBC and attempt to reclaim any of this gubbins sitting in here just in case it's forbidden. You never know. People don't like building stuff on forbidden sites. Did you have a burrow in place? Said Salford South. That was a while ago, wasn't it? I did, and I do, but it turned out to be unnecessary. Horoscope 88 says, microscopy. Speaking of which, what I've got, there is the microscope. Maybe we will have a little bit of microscopy. You never know. You never know. Maybe later on. Hello, Kerbanog. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Experiments aren't necessarily hostile, I think. Oh, okay. I mean, it did pitch them very much as an invasion force, as some sort of siege. So I would expect them to be hostile, but maybe not. Maybe that's why they wandered off. Sergeant Indy says, I was in California for most of my life. Didn't have a lot of raccoon neighbours until I moved here. I thought so. I thought they were a more Northern American, like North America. You know what I mean. I said it explicitly before. Dragonfire says raccoons are all over the US. Oh, okay, fair enough. Salford Cell says they were invaders, so must have been hostile. I'm guessing they were on their way elsewhere and just clipped the map. I was more of a Danger Mouse girl than an Asterix girl. I love the old... oh god, they're not Hanna-Barbera. What are they called? The company that made not Asterix, fuck's sake. Danger Mouse. They also did that Wind in the Willows series, and my favourite children's television programme of all time, the Truckers. Cosgrove Hall. That's what they were called. Really very good stop-motion animation. Sort of like... The people these days mainly talk about the old... what's-his-face? The Wallace and Gromit crew, when they're talking about UK stop-motion animation. But let's not forget Cosgrove Hall. Very good. Very good. Asterix the French Mickey. That's true. He's very much at that level of fame in France and around the world, really. He's almost as famous as Mickey Mouse, I would say. Horoscope 88 says Asterix is a big part of my youth. I'm surprised that the puns got so well, like, like the puns in the names in Asterix are all puns, and I know that in the French version they've all got different names, obviously, apart from Asterix and Obelix. Are Asterix and Obelix actually puns in the French version as well? Or is it not them? Because like the druid's called Getafix in the UK or in the English language version, and for a little while the chieftain of their village used to be called Tunnabrix, but what was his? They changed it to something Vercingetorix or something. I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. Long time ago. I'm French, says Kerbanog, and I've never met someone that didn't like Asterix. I mean, I'm English, never met anyone who didn't like Asterix. I've met people who've not heard of Asterix, but never disliked. I've been meaning to watch the new CG movie that came out. It was like how Obelix... It was like an adaptation of how Obelix fell into the little potion, the vat of potion when he was a little boy, wasn't it? Which, as I understand it, was the last Asterix book published, but I could be wrong. Your dwarves are about to get dehydration. Did I not undo the military alert thing? Yeah, I did. They should be able to get some booze. Hang on, let's go and check the dwarves. Let's not talk about Asterix necessarily, even though I've got tons of chat to catch up with. I just, out of the corner of my eye, can see Sergeant Indy declaring Danger Mouse to be gangster as shit, which is interesting considering he's like an arm of the state. He's like a state-sanctioned like spy figure. So, I mean, maybe that's gangster? In a way, I suppose it's gangster. But, I mean, in a literal terms, not very gangster. Anti-gangster, if anything. Doesn't he work for MI5? Or does he work for MI6? I feel like MI5, very anti-gangster. MI6, probably involved in lots of gangster shit in other countries. So maybe that is the case. Have I got my... JM... Yeah, I've got the auto order for brewing drinks up. And orders for 30 nest boxes. What the... Why? What? Question mark? Query? Conundrum? Have I got a manager? Hang on. Hang on. Whoa. Hang on. Let's find out if we've got a manager. We do have a manager, but apparently they're not interested in doing their job. I feel it may be to do with the requirements that I'm not fulfilling, which I'm guessing is an office. Well, we can deal with that relatively quickly. Let's come down to the sleepy zone. Where's the sleepy zone? Here's the sleepy zone. And we'll give this first office to the manager. Here we go. Boom. Assign chair. Militia commander. Druid's meet. Manager. There we go. And then we'll go over here and make this the manager's bedroom. Yay! Assign bed. Druid's meet. Auto assign. Yes, please. We should probably do it for that chair as well. Bang. There we go. So that's the manager's office. Any of my other nobles getting shitty about their requirements for workspace? The bookkeeper. Okay. The bookkeeper can also have this room. Arian, why are you sitting in this empty office? It's alright, I understand. I've been like that in office buildings before. Discovered an unused floor and thought, oh, I can come up here and eat my lunch and no one will bother me. Hooray! Done that many a time. Let's have assign the chair. What have we got over here? Broker. No, was it the broker? No, bookkeeper, that's who we want to give it to. There we go, auto assigned to the bookkeeper, and then this can be the bookkeeper's bedroom. Assign. Bookkeeper, auto assign. Bang. Lovely. There we go. So that should yield slightly more effective managerial outcomes. Yes? Maybe. Let's take a little look at chat and see what's going on. Did you know kangaroos are milkable? I wonder what their milk tastes like. Bouncy? I'm not sure. I mean they are mammals, aren't they? All marsupials are mammals, right? Or am I jumping to conclusions there? Who knows? Oh, that was... Oh, Dave Velociraptor points out Super Ted with Spotty Man. I remember that. And the evil villain, Texas Pete. I mean, what a weird... I mean, it's like a villainous cowboy. I don't know where they got the idea for Texas Pete from. Oh, Sal says Chorlton and the Wheelies. I vaguely remember Chorlton and the Wheelies. Very, very vaguely, but it wasn't a kid I watched as a thing. I remember a thing I watched as a kid. I remember Bertha. Bertha, lovely Bertha. You know, remember that one? What else? The Flumps. Sal, it looks like you've had a baby. Congratulations. Unless you weren't expecting a baby, in which case, holy shit. Commiserations. Obelix is a pun about obelisk. It's a type of oh, you're like I know what you mean. Obelisk in English, yeah. Ah, okay. Like the menhirs, which are like a very crudely similar shape to an obelisk. Back then, kids' TV was entertainment, not social engineering. Well, I mean, yes and no, because in many ways, like anything made for kids has often been treated as an opportunity to preach, right? Let's not forget that, kids are very, I was going to say soft-headed, but that's not the word I'm looking for, very impressionable. And therefore, in many ways, no matter what you do in terms of kids' content, you are, whether intentionally or not, forming the minds of a generation to come. Although goodness knows what the generation that was brought up on, what's his name? Oh God, I'm not impugning him, but the farmer. What's he called? The gardener guy, the little veggies. Meet the veggies. Oh God, why can't I remember his name? Someone will know. Someone else will have kids in chat. Someone will know what he's called. Sadly, the last living creator of Asterix, Albert Uderzo, died quite recently. Yeah, I know. I saw it on Reddit, actually. Yeah. The other guy who invented it died quite young, didn't he? He went for a fitness test, was running on a running machine as part of the test, or like as a pre-test checkup, and he popped his clogs on the running machine. Pretty impressive. What a way to go. I might have seen all the no drinks, no barrels, no water messages before you took the military alert off. Surely we've got plump helmets for brewing. Allow me to check my stockpiles. Kitchen. Oh, we're down to 567 plump helmets. That's not optimal numbers. Down to 5 dwarven wines. That's okay. Maybe it was just the fact that we weren't getting the orders put in. Yeah, look, they're not taking orders for it. So let's add. Wait a minute, that's not a fucking brewery. There's a still. Add. Question mark? Question mark? Empty food storage item. What? How have we not got any plump helmets? Surely we've got a load up here, just ready to be harvested and taken in. Question mark? Oh, someone's cancelling. Question mark? Someone's died. Somebody died in the food stockpile. Let's just check there's been no combat reports. Okay, the undead thing's fighting spiders by the look of it. Hibernoe. Did he finish last time? The mistake of galley trades latches on firmly. This was from previously, right? Let's just check we're not currently having any problems, right? The ghostly clothier. Where's the ghostly clothier? Oh, there's a corpse right there. Okay, so what we need to do is get that corpse buried in a coffin and or memorialised with a slab. So, with that in mind, let's go to a Craftsdorf workshop, say Alt S. There we go. One for Iden, please. Presumably that's the guy who died. Question mark. Yep, that's him. That's him. We'll get that lovely slab done, and then we'll pop it down in the graveyard, and things should work out okay, right? Jesus, they come back from the dead pretty quickly, don't they? It's not like we're short of spaces to bury people in. Ah, well. Is anyone going to build that slab? Or engrave that slab? Question mark. Fingers crossed. Yeah, they're already shifting the corpse. Look at that. Hauling him straight down to the graveyard. Turns out, we don't need a slab. In that case, you know what? If they haven't already built it, let's just cancel it. Haha, there we go. Cancel. I'm seeing make rock nest boxes orders come in now, which is nice. So let's just quickly check. Ah, the orders have been validated. Hooray, hurrah, a man in a bra. Okay, we've got cage traps in our snaky tunnel. That's looking good. This, however, has been suspended. Pourquoi? Why? Okay, let's let that trot on for a bit. Let's have a look at chat. I watched Chilton and the Wheelies and the Magic Roundabout, etc. when I was at university. Blimey. And, like, as reruns, surely, not original ones, because if you're watching it at university, that makes you significantly older than me, and your voice does not sound significantly older than me. You do not sound like a wizened crone, Sal. Sorry. I will just not go on your Chromecast today. Bloody technical issues. Bloody Chromecast, eh? Thank you very much for the bits there, by the way, Orosco. Much appreciated. Very nice of you. And no text-to-speech afterwards, which is a missed opportunity. But hey, that's fine. That's fine. So Dave Lost Raptor says, I suppose you could talk about Narnia that way, but I do find I remember some really weird creative stuff for us as kids. And when I babysat my niece and nephew, they all got dribbled instead. You know what I used to really love as a kid? My my nan gave Mum some Just William books by Richmore Crompton. And my mum used to read them to me when I was a kid, and I thought they were the funniest fucking thing ever. And I only just found out recently that they made those books from the 1940s up until the 1970s. And if you read them, the characters never age or change, but the setting always changes. I think it may be in the 1930s, the first William books. And so, like this little kid William has people like in his family go to the First World War, the Second World War, and then all the way up to the 70s, like where there's all sorts of different shit happening. It's really weird. Good one. Well worth a read those if you're interested in reading some books to kids. I mean, I don't know how they stand up as an adult reading them. Narnia was written as Christian allegory according to C.S. Lewis, whereas I don't think that the Magic Roundabout was teaching anything other than the world is a strange place, if viewed through the eyes of a tripping person. You know what? I'm pretty sure that if you give enough thought to it, you could tease meaning and like teachings from the Magic Roundabout. I don't know if they'd be particularly coherent, and I imagine you'd have to dig pretty deep, but I reckon it could be done. Nighty night, Orosco. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for the bits. What a lovely gesture. What a lovely sleepy time gesture. Yeah, I agree. I didn't pick up on any of the Christian allegory in Narnia, to be fair, as a kid. But I would have read it about the same time as I read Lord of the Rings, and it would have been a bit more accessible, I think. I remember a TV show from when I was a kid, Telechat, that left a traumatising mark on a lot of kids of my generation. Telechat. Now, let me guess. Speaking Phone and Iron. Okay, this is a different series. Because I can tell you there is a thing that left a mark on me, and I have no doubt many of others of my generation. There was a claymation animated film about the adventures of Mark Twain, and there's like this whole sequence where he like speaks to God. Oh god, it's fucked up, very fucked up. And that's what I thought you were talking about, but I'm not familiar with Telechat. I'm assuming that's a French television channel, right? Let's have a little look. Let's Google it. Oh no, it's a TV program. And just looking at some screenshots, fuck. Telechat is a French-Belgian puppet show created by Belgian director Henri Zonnu, French surrealist artist Roland Topor, and Belgian producer Eric van Buren. It ran for 3 seasons between 1983 and 1985 with a total of 234 episodes of 5 minutes each. I mean, it looks fucked up. It's like a cat, like a man with a cat's head, but it's like his body is the right size for a mat and his head is the right size for a cat, which is just fucked. My goodness. Anyway, let's not delve too deep into that pit of madness. let's get Dwarf Fortress back up, he says, leaning left and right, because he's placed his webcam directly in front of the icons. Let's have a look. Animal trainer is starving. Question mark. Mebzuth, a quick look at Dwarf Therapist tells me, I'll take you with me. Ugh. Yes, that's better. Tells me that Mebzuth here was already under inspection because he's highlighted, and he's miserable, so that's what's causing his thirst. However, looking down here, if we go back to Fortress, looking down here at the little happiness index, he's not that sad. Look, surely he shouldn't be starving because of that, right? Anyway, let's see if there's any animals we can slaughter. Can we got any surplus puppies for the pot? Put a puppy in the pot, boil it up nice and hot. Get yourself a lovely bowl of puppy stew. Oh, we've got fully grown dogs. Now there's a lot more eating on the dog. Let's pop these lads in. What am I doing? I'm making them available for pets. I mean, that's not a good idea to combine with the slaughter order. What else have we got here? Hunting dog's been trained. Don't want to kill that. Now the wild boar. If we can get some caged up boars, that would be pretty cool because we can keep breeding them and have lovely pork for eats. You know what though? Let's leave it for now. We won't kill it right now, but we'll come back and see if we can get some feed in that. Oh, cavy boar. Cavies are like pigs, aren't they? I doubt they can crossbreed, but I feel like they're basically pigs. Alright, here we go. There's some dogs going into the slaughter. And hopefully we'll get some leather out of it too, which will possibly stop some of our moods going sour. Then again, it's not been leather that's made most of our moods that have gone sour go sour. It's technically been metal bars. Oh, we need to move our butcher's shop, don't we? Workshop? No. Build, workshop, butchers? Yeah! Let's put the butcher up the top here. Bosh, out of granite, why not? We want a fishery, right? H, that's good, put that there. And we'll also have a tannery. What's a tannery? Tanner's shop, there we go. N. I don't know why I highlighted it, then went to the hotkey. Seems to ask about face, but whatever. Let's... Right, we don't need that getting rid of. What's this one? That's a tannery. Let's remove that. And the farmer's workshop can stay, and the kitchen can stay. Good. Good. Progress. I can smell progress. Sweet, sweet progress. We need to stop people from cooking with pigtails. So, they'll be in vegetables here, won't they? Pigtails, don't brew with them either. No brewing, no cooking. Pigtails are for clothes, you dolts. Shall I make more farms? I don't know if we have enough farmers to actually deal with them, so maybe I shouldn't. There we go. Look, the plump helmets are getting turned into booze. Presumably, because they're not getting eaten. Maybe they are getting eaten. They might actually be our only source of food, thinking on it, so perhaps I should place more plump helmet things down. Beardster says, funnily enough, the author of Narnia wasn't religious until he went to a zoo with his brother, and afterwards he believed all of a sudden his biography is weird. He had an interesting childhood. He also believed in fairies, so he was a big advocate. Do you remember? Well, you won't remember it because it was in the 1920s or something, but there was this thing where some little girls took photos of paper cutouts of fairies in their garden back in the early days of photography, and they actually managed to convince people that they'd actually taken photographs of fairies, among them C.S. Lewis. No, wait, was it C.S. Lewis? I think it was C.S. Lewis. I don't think it was Dickens. The autofocus on this camera is triggering me something fierce. Bear with me. With me. We're going to do something. We're going to deal with it. Are you ready? Watch this. Back to Dwarf Fortress. There we go. That should stop the autofocus, right? Yes, good. Anyway, where were we? Cavies are like hamsters, guinea pigs. Cavies give no meat, no leather, no bones, only skulls, and eat frames if there's big enough for your fortress. Oh, right, okay. Well, let's kill all the cavies then. Hello, Arian. Welcome back. Oh, peeking around the corner there. Yes, those fake pics, they were awful, but I guess it's part of the times. Well, I mean, you know, if you took a photograph back to, like, a photoshopped photograph back in time to Victorian period, they'd be like, holy shit, this is real, obviously. Maybe not everybody. I reckon Harry Houdini would be like, probably not. He was a good old skeptic, that guy. I remember hearing about the fake pictures. Oh, of course, yes. Sorry, I was sitting there thinking, what fake pictures? Oh, yeah, of course, the ones I just mentioned. Yes, it was Lewis Carroll who believed in fairies. I think you're right, Sal. That's, I think you're right, actually, not C.S. Lewis. Then again, now what did Lewis Carroll write? Or was it Arthur? It was Conan. It was Arthur Conan Doyle who believed in the fairies. The author of Shakespeare. Sherlock Holmes. Jesus Christ. Oh, my brain's melting. Right, we should have enough plump helmets. We should be fine with that. Let's take a look at what needs doing. Our nobles are currently happy. That's fine. We clearly don't have enough bedrooms. We clearly don't have enough doors because this door has not yet been placed. Because the construction has been suspended. They've all been suspended. Oh, because they're part of the planning order. Fine. Let's have a little look at whether or not we've actually got any orders for doors in slabs, thrones, coffers, tables, cabinets, coffins. No orders for doors. So I'm going to go to the slab, throne, coffer workshop and add an order for doors. And press Alt-W. Yes, make it repeat. Keep 5 to 10 in stock. Sounds absolutely delightful. Then we go up to the stockpile room. Is this a door stockpile? I think it might be. I should probably... It is a door stockpile. We're all good. I should probably name these, but I'm too lazy. I'm too bloody lazy. I just realised now that this chair stockpile is no longer big enough, is it? Let's fix that. Let's say PX. Get rid of the original stockpile. Lovely. And then we'll say U for furniture. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bang. And then we'll click on it. Press S. Go to furniture. Forbid all types. And then go in and say thrones, please. Very good. Look at that. It's almost like nothing ever happened. Let's put some... Have I got armour racks and stuff? No, I haven't put any orders in for those yet. So... Let's do a stockpile for them. P-U... I could have sworn I had. Wait a second, look up here. There's another chair stockpile. So we don't need that one. Wait, that one, sorry. What have I got here? Hang on. Animals, empty cages, fine. So what goes in here? Doors, fine. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. We can though, however, remove this chair stockpile because it is no longer needed, no longer required, no longer necessary. What can I put there instead? A stockpile for... We'll come up with something later. Don't worry, everybody calm down. Spinner's dehydrated, Mason's dehydrated. It's okay, people. The food situation will eventually be sorted. Oh, maybe we don't have enough brewers. That's a possibility. Let's have a little look here. Where's our brewing skill? We've got 1, 2. Let's not sort by migration wave. Let's sort by nothing. Oh, we've got a few brewers. Shouldn't be having any problems getting stuff brewed. I mean, maybe we do have a plump helmet issue. Oh, sorry. No, we've got an unbelievable number of plump helmets. What's the bottleneck? What's preventing our brewing taking place? What's the deal? Maybe it's just not happening fast enough. Maybe we don't have enough rock pots. That's a possibility. That's an entirely probable possibility. A probability, if you will. Let's get rid of this butcher's workshop, so we've got a new one up here. And let's then start thinking about a stockpile for rock pots, which, if I remember rightly... Oh, hello. Terribly sorry. Let's respond to that appropriate pooping in chat and take you guys out of Dwarf Therapist. There we go. Now we need to go up to here, and we'll use this space. P. Does anyone know where rock pots are in furniture, I'm going to presume? Let's go over here. Just going to look at chat a few times, make sure nobody's mentioning rock pots and where they are. Furniture, forbid types. Large pots / food storage. There we go. Brilliant. That's all good. We're going to put those there, and then we go down to the mason's workshop, and we will add. Is it mason's or a craftsdwarf workshop? I think it's a craftsdwarf workshop, isn't it? Add rock pot. There we go. Alt W. Yes, please. Keep 5 to 10 in stock. Fantastic. Lovely. Let's resume. Let's have a look at chat. Have you linked any stockpiles? It looks like the brewer can't access the plump helmets or rock pots. I haven't linked any stockpiles, but I suspect it's actually a lack of rock pots as opposed to a badly organised stockpile. Yeah, no, it's fine to put the fake fairy pictures into chat, Sal. That's not a problem. Not a problem. Feel free to post those images. Wikipedia links are generally okay. Cottingley fairies. I mean, you know, depending on the subject of the Wikipedia thing. Oh man, yeah, they are. In the days of Photoshop, they are pretty much garbage. Still, they're a fun little project. I mean, and considering the quality of the photography from those days, it makes sense, right? But it fits, it looks more plausible than otherwise. In 2019, a print of the first 5 photographs sold for £1,050. A print of the second photograph was also put up for sale, but failed to sell as it did not meet its £500 reserve price. Oh, amazing. Wikipedia facts. Oh yeah. Baby, baby. Thinking about it, let's pop over to Dwarf Therapist briefly. I'm just going to let the game run in the background because obviously I'm a fool, and we're going to look at the queue of people requesting dwarven names because there's still people left over from last session, unfortunately. Harold Beaver requested a dwarf, but I think you may actually already have one. So let me just have a quick look. Yep, nope, you're already in here, Harold Beaver, so I'm going to reject that one. You get your points back. Billy Bogrol, who may not even be with us this time, requested one as well, and that's cool because Billy Bogrol gonna get one. Let's choose this dwarf here. Set nickname. Paste. Okay, done. Commit. Lovely. Billy Bogrol's in. Marcus. Ah, shit, that was Polycarp. Fuck. I fucked it up. I think Polycarp may already be in though. Nope. Okay, I'm going to do it from memory. I think it's POL4. No, POLY CAC4RP. I think that's their name. I could be wrong. But hey, I tried. I did my best. If you're in chat, by the way, Polycarp, do let me know. Do let me know. Salford Sal's poll got done. Ocelot has asked me, in which case, yes, Ocelot can have a dwarf, unless you already have one, in which case, calm down, sir. No, Ocelot very much not in the fortress. Let's have Litast for you. Commit. Done. And Hyber No Way. Are you still alive? Nope. Dead. Assuming correctly, you are dead. Set nickname, paste. Okay, there we go. Commit. Lovely. Also, Dave Velociraptor says sauce, red or brown, as a poll question. Well, Intriguing. Let's find out what chat thinks. Let us ask. Manage poll. New poll. Question. Paste. Source. Red or brown? Responses. Red. Brown. Or, well, I think the third option there. Dry. For those who do not wish to partake in sauciness. That's a 2-minute poll starting now. You can see it at the top of chat. Hopefully, your platform with which you're engaging with Twitch will allow you to interact. That'll be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, we've done enough blah. We've done enough Dwarf Therapist. Let's go back to Dwarf Fortress. Is that with sausages or chips? Oh, Salford Sal. Coming with the important clarifications. That's right. What is it on? I mean, different sauces for different horses, right? I mean, what sauce is appropriate for horse? There's a question that needs answering. Some kind of hollandaise? I don't know. Hibernate says, I was the appraiser and liaison. I enjoyed that job. Gave me meaning, but a change is as good as a rest. Well, you are, of course, resting in peace right now, Hibernate, having passed on to the other side. Oh, poor old Salford Sal needs booze desperately. Ah, shit. Okay, let's take a look at the booze stockpile and see what's going on. Kitchen, drinks. Got 20 dwarven wine. That number's gone up. We had 5 before, didn't we? Ah, shit, we were allowing people to cook with it. What fuckery is that? Why would we cook with wine? Ugh. What a waste. What a waste. I know people do like cooking with wine. It's a real thing. But hey, you're unlikely to make biscuits with wine, right? That's what happens in Dwarf Fortress. They make freaking biscuits. Maybe, Sal. Maybe, Sal. Maybe. You see how I keep instinctively going to say Salford. I can't stop myself. I'm like, Sa. One day I'll do it. One day I'll just say Sal, and I won't even think about like where it's geographically located. I won't. So where are we? Let's see what's going on in the fortress. Not a whole heap of stuff at the moment. It all seems fairly, apart from the food issues, it all seems fairly straightforward and benign. I think what we want to do is get some more bedrooms dug out, and then maybe start thinking about textiles, because, I don't know, just before I started streaming, I was on the old, oh, we've got a save. Oh, and the poll's coming. Brown sauce is the winner. Intriguing. 67% of the vote. 4 cast votes. 2 people said red. Interesting. I would have bet money on red being the more popular sauce, but apparently not. I love a bit of brown sauce myself. It's not on everything, but when it's offered, I will often consider it. You know what? Salford Sal's did it again. Point is important. Sausages, brown sauce. Chips, red sauce. I think. Yes, ketchup. Unless Dave is suggesting some other form of red sauce. I don't know. I mean, he could be making some horrible like allusion to bodily processes that I just went over my head. Thank God. But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, why do I have to make that worse? Ugh. Excuse me, sniffling away. My hay fever's kicking in. Ah, dear. Sausages brown sauce, chips red sauce. That's right. Although I'm also a salad cream fan, and I like salad cream, I like mayonnaise. I like American sweet mustard. That's always good. I like piccalilli, as we've discussed in the Discord today. I'm not a very fussy eater, it has to be said. There are some things I don't like, but the majority of things I don't like... Oh, here we go. The Don't Walk. Hide while you still can. The majority of things I don't like, I will actually still eat. Alright, are they actually coming in? Oh, fuck, we didn't link up that lever, did we? This looks like a more persistent force. Swordsman corpses. Sepulchre slayers. Excuse me. What the hell? A ghostly clothier? Didn't we deal with Eden last time? Are they going to fuck off? Are they just passing through? This doesn't look like they're passing through, does it? Okay, let's see if we can get this lever connected up. Fingers crossed. So, oh no, you link it up from the lever, don't you? Duh. Here we go. Add task. Link up bridge. Not that one. That one. Make it with these 2 mechanisms. Do it now. And then we watch and hope. But not pray, because that's not the kind of guy I am. I'm not a prayer. I'm not a prayer. Hello. These numbers are going up, not down. I'm not sure this is a good move, actually. Maybe building the wall is a better bet for now. You know what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to build the wall. Fuck. M-A. Call them to the burrow. And then build, capital C-W. There we go. And we'll make it out of what? Shall I just make it out of the pewter bars that are right next to it? Fuck it, let's do it. I am going to have to put those pewter bars in the burrow though, which is fine. Which is fine. W, enter. There we go. Lovely. Let's resume. And fingers crossed this wall gets built nice and quickly. They've cancelled the lever, that's fine. Cancels make rock nest box, forbidden area. Alright, alright. Calm down, lads. Calm down. We'll add these areas to the burrow soon enough. Soon fucking enough. Right, let's have a quick look. It looks like the numbers have stabilised. They're definitely not pissing off. They're coming down the hill. They'll be coming down the hill when they come. They'll be coming down the hill when they come. They'll be coming down the hill, coming down the hill. I'm guessing this guy's going to do the wall job, right? Erdim Autumn Tome. Let's have a little follow. Let's see where he goes. Up, up, up. Up, 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 up. On an adventure. He's going to grab the lay pewter bars. No? What are you doing? You're standing on the block. Is that your plan? No job. Do you mean no fucking job? No, look, he's going for the bars. Take the bars over there. Come on, Erdim. You know what to do. You little fucking cunt. How dare you just dash my expectations. Oh my god, we've got another invader on board. Not a good sign. Let's have a little look. They're getting closer and closer. I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy at all. We don't really have the defences in place to keep ourselves safe. Has this been suspended? Ah, fucking tits. Oh, hello. Did someone come straight up and do it the second I unsuspended it? No, they've got no job. It's old Thunderous Fart, the broker. Hanging around, fucking about, doing nothing productive. Come on, lad. Do the job. Get it done. Get her done, son. What in the name of hell are you playing at? That's my Hank Hill impersonation. It's a bad one, but I gave it my all. That's not true. Oh, there we go. We're walled in. So, military alert. Disabled. Very nice. Let's take a quick peek. Siege is still on. I don't need to go and see where they are now. It's fine. Druid's Mead is dehydrated now. Good grief. Is everybody getting dehydrated? I had a drink about an hour ago, and I feel dehydrated. There we go. That was a little mashup of a traditional campfire song and a Ramones song. Very weird. Don't know what was going on in my mind when I decided to launch into it, but turns out it was a bad one, which is okay. It's okay to be a bad one. That's not true. Depends on what bad one means. Ah, look. Ah, my mines. Let's have a little look. Anything interesting going on here? I'm seeing gems. Ooh, what is this? A vein wall of emeralds? Oh my. We can trade those with villagers. Oh wait, wrong game. Let's come over here. Let's find more. Ah, yes. Very good. Very good. More cassiterite. It's not really what I was hoping for, but you know what? It's better than nothing. At least we're going to have some metal bars next time one of our boys takes a mood and starts screaming about having shining metal. Give me shining metal. It's just, you know, a pain in the arse when we can't actually supply it. I get the feeling that we're only going to find tin on this level. To be honest, I have the feeling we're only going to find tin on most of the levels, but we'll see. Let's go down below the caverns, but above cavern layer 3, onto one of these floors with other stuff and do some exploratory tunnels. Dacite, diorite, obsidian, honey yellow. What now? Oh, beryls. That's in the caves. Okay, I'm going to do it on this floor, and I'm going to say, please, young dwarves, or old dwarves, whatever, you know, doesn't matter if necessarily. We'll do this on priority 6, so it's not a high priority. And we're going to take our lovely diggies all the way over here, like that, and like that. And then from there, we shall dig more exploratory tunnels. It's going to be fucking lovely. Good. 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 Okay. So, what's next on the agenda? What do we need to take care of? What do we need to do to ensure our dwarves neither starve to death nor lose their tiny little minds? Salad cream on chips, yes? Yes, very good, very good. Kerbanog says, I say mayonnaise. I mean, both options are good. I mean, to be honest, on chips, maybe mayonnaise. Salad cream, I love on cheese. If I have a cheese sandwich with a bit of salad cream, oh, that's heaven. Or maybe on eggs. I know the salad cream itself is mainly made of eggs, but I love eggs and salad cream. Oh, God. Mind you, they do worm their way through my guts a little bit oddly. Piccalilli on ham sandwiches. Yes, very good. Dave's got some arriving tomorrow. Very exciting. Ooh, Piccalilli. I should put that on my Amazon blacksmith thing, shouldn't I? I've got sherbet dips on there. Maybe I should start adding some savoury stuff. What else have we got? Oh, I've got a ham sandwich in the fridge, actually. I might pop some chilies in it and have that. That'd be nice. Hibernoway says, I love them both. They each have their place. I'm going through about 2 litres of sriracha sauce per year at the moment. Oh, right. I don't think I've tried sriracha sauce. I don't really have hot sauces. I like to put actual chilies in stuff. I'm not sure. Tim Nice but Erdin. That kind of makes sense. Honey Yellow Beryl was my grandmother's name. Oh, that's nice. It's a very nice name. I mean, it's better than Piss Yellow Beryl, isn't it? I mean, that would be really upsetting if your parents hated you so much they made your first name Piss. Then again, maybe there is another language in which the word piss is a nice thing. Maybe I'm just being very Anglo-centric there and ruling out the possibility of other meanings of just a jumbled collection of phonemes. Then again, maybe not. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I should just think a little bit before I speak, rather than just letting all the words tumble out of my head one after the other. Maybe that's a good idea. Then again, maybe people would watch less. I don't know. Is it dacite, rhymes, or dacite? I think it's dacite. Let's consult Google. Here we go. D-A-C-I-T-E pronunciation. Here we go. Oh, it's a YouTube video, so let's pause Swerwer and see what it says. We've done this before, by the way. I'm sure. I just can't remember. Fuck you. Let's try a different one. How about this one? Just say the fucking word. Alright, enough. I'm not listening to your stock music. Let's try this one. How about this one? Are you ready? This is a satire channel. What? How is that satire? How is that fucking satire? Fucking weirdo. Let's have a little look at howtopronounce.com. That sounds like a good bet, right? Let's have a little look. No? Question mark? For fuck's sake, come on. Here we go, this time. No? My great-grandfather said, says Sal, that if I did it without saying Salford first, that if he had another daughter, he'd call her Jezebel. I have a great auntie Jezebel. He wasn't a nice guy by all accounts. Nah, Jezebel's not the worst name in the world. Surely, I mean, you could be. I mean, there are bad names. Yo, it's your dog, Carl here with another pronunciation video for 5 minutes. That's right. He is your boy, in fact, not even your dog. Let's try one more go. Day site? I'm guessing day site. Let's find out if there's... Come on, YouTube. I'm going to go straight to day site. Straight to YouTube, fuck's sake. Here we go. Open up in a new tab. We'll just do a search for day site pronunciation. Come on. Not in American English. Do I sound American to you? Quartzite, nice. This one looks like one I haven't clicked on yet. That's that satire one again, you bastard. Okay then, American English it is.
Derzeit.
That doesn't sound like a human. That sounds like someone just typed it into text-to-speech. Oh dear, one more try. One more go. No, that says Dacitic. Well, turns out the internet does not know. So isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting? It's a mystery. It's going to be a mystery forever. It's going to be a mystery forever, Sal, and nobody is ever going to find out the answer. Which is good, isn't it? Sometimes you need helmets. Mysteries. Sorry, I just read that plump helmet notification. Where were we? Dacite. Okay, I'm willing to go with that. I'm willing to bet Ocelot has managed a little bit of a better search than me and put in a little bit more elbow grease. If not elbow grease, mind grease. Mind grease. Lovely. It's like elbow grease, except it oozes out of your ears when you think. Now that I've got that lovely thought nicely wedged into your minds, shall we build a stockpile for bars of metal? That would be nice, wouldn't it? I need to put something on this chair. This sort of clever material is inducing quite the sweats. PB bar block. We'll start at this end of the room. Go like that. Oh, it could be the full size. Whatever. Down to bars and blocks. We want metal bars and we don't want any other kind of bars. There we go. Brilliant. Fantastic. And the wood stockpile hasn't run out either. That's nice. Have we got any bins on order? No. But then again, we could start making tin bins once we've got a bit of tin in place, couldn't we? That sounds like a plan. Wiki has a pronunciation on most of their articles and they say daysite. Daysite. So it is daysite. Okay, Ocelot. Sorry, you've been overruled with a double header of Hyber Noe and Dave Velociraptor, who both say daysite. Maybe we could just put a poll on it. Maybe we could just do a poll. Is it daysite, dasite, or dacite? Ah, yes, dacite. Maybe I should start knocking out some tin bins just to get the guys leveled up. That might make sense, right? Then again, do we have stockpiles for bins? Not really. The rock pot stockpile isn't filling up, so that's good. Excuse me, I'm getting hiccups now. Oh dear. Come on, Scoundrel. Pull it together. Can't lose it in the first hour of the stream. Oh, we're only 2 minutes off the first hour finishing, so, you know, maybe I can lose it in a minute. That'd be nice. Well, 2 minutes. Bins. There we go. Lovely. Got a bin stockpile. Which means what we should do... Do I want to do it with wood? Wooden bins seems like a bit of a waste. If you can make rock pots, I feel like making tin bins might work, right? Question mark? I mean, they might be a bit heavy, but at least they neaten up the storage. That's what really matters. And to be honest, as long as we don't put stuff that needs to be traded into tin bins, the weight shouldn't matter. Let's give it a go. Let's go down to the workshops. Let's go down to the workshops. Da, 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 da. Add furniture, tin, bin. Alt W. There we go. Yes, that'll be fine. Shift A. Bins of tin. 5 to 10. Lovely. We've got orders. We've got orders in. It's all good. Hopefully we'll be able to start storing stuff nice and efficiently soon. It'll be good. It will be good, as they say on this stream. And by they, I mean me. Excuse me. Got a bit of a fly incursion here. Not great. Okay, so we've got tin being produced. We've got our cassiterite coming in. That's fine. Have we actually magma'd up this bigger workshop area? Not yet. To be honest, we only need the one workshop at the moment to start training people up. Once we find some other ores, then maybe we'll start thinking about ramping up metal production. But for now, I'm not that excited by the notion. What I am excited by, just a little, just enough to give me a slight tingle, is the idea of a clothes production zone. So let's do that. Priority 3. I'm going to dig off a tunnel here. There we go. Nice little tunnely wunnely. There we go. Off you come. Good stuff. And then from that, I am going to dig out some rooms. I'm going to dig out a little room here, and it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 by 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And then we'll do the whole gooey stub. That'll be nice, wouldn't it? And then back to DF. Get that. Do that. Nice. And then all we've got to do is pop that there. Pop that there. Pop that there. Pop that there. Oh, look at that. It lines up perfectly. Fantastic. And then we'll also dig out on priority 4 a little series of doohickeys. Thingamies. You know. Stockpiles. That's the word. Lovely, lovely stock. Do I just do one big stockpile room? I think I will, you know. Ah, shit boxes. There we go. Very nice. And this can be our little textiles area. One of them can be a clothier. One of them can be a loom, etc. All those kind of things. Curly Fries wants a name in the Discord. Ah, well, okay. Let's have a little look here. Can of soda, Diana. He's definitely not in at the moment. So I'm going to take this guy, or gal, Silob, and call them Curly 2? Curly 2. I think it's Curly 2. Commit. There we go. And thank you very much for the request there. What a noble use of your channel points. Congratulations. And you can tell old Curly that he's got a dwarf. You got a dwarf in me. You got a dwarf in me. I could do that myself, couldn't I? Oh, you've already done it. It's good. It's good. Oh, I didn't mean to kill the old one, Curly, if you're watching this in the future somehow. It wasn't meant to happen. This one definitely won't be walled in. No, of course not. Of course not. You can't have the bad luck to have it happen twice. That would be madness. That would be insanatronic. Insanatronic. Wow. That sounds like something out of the 80s. Did I give a Hibernoway a dwarf? Or did I completely bypass? No, I did it. There we go. Oh, the request queue's completely empty. Nice. Look at me. I'm efficient. Hello, Righteous Boner. Doing well. Doing well, thank you. A little bit hoarse in the old throat, but other than that, I'm fine. I mean, yes, I did deliberately build the walls, but it was kind of necessary. I mean, otherwise you'd just go mad and start killing people. That's a good point. We've actually got somebody else walled in, haven't we? We need to get them buried. Where's their corpse? Here we go. DN for deconstruct wall. And then happy-go-lucky, the wall's deconstructed. Also, I'm going to need to place that slab that we got for the guy who's haunting everybody. So build, Alt-S, there goes a slab. Pop that in there. I believe it's inod. Could be wrong. Huh? Huh. Huh. Okay. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. There, the ghostly liaison. Ghostly liaison? Oh no. Iden and Shem. Bugger. Bugger. Looks like we have to put in some orders in the Craftsdorf workshop for some named slabs, right? Add Alt-S. Iden. Okay, cool. Add another one, and then... don't tell me his name won't turn up, so we can't actually build a memorial to him. That's gonna be awkward. Wait, no, he's not. No, it's fine. It's Ghostly Clothier. He's still alive. Why I thought he was dead, I don't know, but apparently I'm an idiot. If Curly Fries gets into a mood and requests shells, I'll wet my pants. I thought that when I read that, the first thing that came to my mind was me thinking, how is that a solution? How do we acquire shells through you peeing your pants? And then I realised, oh, it's a euphemism for laughter. It's a thing. It's not. You don't piss shells, unless of course it's got something to do with those 3 seashells from Demolition Man. Oh. The Fuchsia Company has many members in Bowel Cudgel, and now requires a guild hall. The location must be built and furnished, with the hall designated for a farmers' guild. Do you approve this request? You know what? We've already got a farmers' guild, don't we? Or do we? Did I not actually go and make that guild hall? Yeah, I did. Look, there it is. Why do we need a second farmers' guild? The Natural Dell. Let's do another diggy. Actually, no, not that. Oh no, what have I done? Oh. There we go. Dig. There we go. I'm gonna dig on priority. Fucking flies. Priority 2. Dig there, and then bonk bonk. There we go. There's a guild hall. Lovely. We'll get it smoothed, and then we'll bung another load of farmers in there. Hopefully, they will enjoy it. Let's also put some tables and chairs in. Build. Table. Planning mode, yes please. Put a row of tables at the back here. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, bump, bump. Presumably they'll make it worth more or something? I don't know. Yay! The ghost has gone. Oh, the Forgotten Beast. Let's do this properly. The Forgotten Beast. Korowa Melithelo Deva Dadi has come, a towering quadruped composed of steam. It has a broad shell, and it has a bloated body. Now, a steam one, I have come to learn, is not that much to worry about. It may indeed dissipate itself immediately. Here it comes. I don't think it can even get into the fortress from here. This is the walled off level. This is just, you know... It might attack that undead human spearman, though. Fuck off, you little bastard. Okay. No need to panic. It's fine. It's fine. I know it's called Korowa, not Corona. Korowa Merksweat. Ooh, hello. Should we view it? Or did we not? We'd already viewed it, didn't we? What am I doing? There it is. A steamy boy. Look, actually there it is. There's the human spearman. Of course they don't fight each other. And of course a steam beast can swim. Of course. Why would it not be able to swim? It's not like it's jumping into a... Well, actually thinking about it, that doesn't make sense. I was thinking it would dissipate just because it jumped into something that is like a condensed form of what it was made of. But if I jumped into a giant pit of like frozen meat shards, I don't think I'd suddenly discorporate. Or would I? I don't know. Have any of you ever jumped into a giant pit of frozen meat pieces and discorporated? Answers in chat, please. Let's get some... let's get some stockpiles for weapon racks and armour stands. If that is not what this is for. That's for cages. That's fine. This one here is for chairs. Clearly that one will be for tables, probably. We just made that one, so that's not it. So armour racks. P. U for furniture. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. There we go. Don't worry about the counting there. That was just me making noises. Don't try and make any sense of that. I could have... Oh, there we go. Weapon racks. Lovely. And then this one. Forbid. And we want armor stands. Lovely. Good. Good, good, good. Down the floor we go. Let's order up those. In... Who's got the most orders? You. Add weapon rack. Weapon rack. Good. Alt W. Yes. Cool. And then over this one we will say armor stand. Bosh. Alt W. Yes. Bosh. Lovely. Very nice indeed. Cool. Okay. Oh, what's this? We've got Sal suggesting a poll. Ever jumped into a pool of frozen meat pieces or whatever it was every day / would if I had access, but I'm on lockdown. Not really my thing. That makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see. Let's find out if anybody has ever jumped into a pool of frozen meat pieces and suddenly discorporated. Let's put the poll in. The question is meat piece discorporation. Meat P-I-E-C-E discorporation? Question mark. Of course! Exclamation mark. Never! Exclamation mark. Like I get a chance. Exclamation mark. There we go. I feel like those are appropriate ways to say it, right? What did you say? Basically the same thing. Basically the same thing. Let's start that poll. Start that lovely poll. It would cool the steam and condense it into water, and it would essentially dissolve. That's right. That's what I was thinking, Hibernoe. But maybe that's not. Maybe that's not Dwarf Fortress logic. Maybe I'm being too real world centric, not thinking about these poor dwarves who actually really do live in a simulation for definite. Choppy badumtish. Choppy badumtish. I once jumped into a sea of frozen meat. Oh god, now I see what the badumtish was all about. It was the cuts of meat pun. Very good, Dave. Very good. Can it fly? Do you have a well? Good question. Maybe. I don't know if it can fly. And no, I don't have a well, so that's not going to really make a difference. It looks like the starvation and thirst notifications have gone. How many drinks we got? 98. The drink numbers are going up. It's looking good. And the plump helmet numbers are going up too. Very good. Pigtail numbers aren't really going up. A little bit disappointed in that, but maybe we just haven't given it time. Are pigtails out of season? It looks like it. Shall I just grow plump helmets in the off-season? I think I will. Or maybe not. Maybe I drew... No, plump helmets. That's all we want. It'll be fine. Settle down, everybody. Settle down. So, it looks like all of the cage traps I requested have been placed. Maybe we put some more in place? We are starting to get idlers, which suggests that we've got close to finishing the stockpile-a-thon that was happening with the cassiterite. Yeah, that looks like that's done. That's good. The tin is coming in a lot slower than I anticipated. Why so, sir? Why so? Ah, because the smelting of cassiterite ore has been suspended for some reason. Even though... Oh, here we go. The highest response is, of course, in our meat piece discorporation poll. 3 people have, of course, discorporated in puddles of frozen meat, which makes sense. Which makes sense. In no way, shape or form. Whereas 2 of you have never, and 2 of you have never had the chance. Which is a shame. Which is a shame. We all need a chance to discorporate into a puddle of frozen meat pieces. There we go. One of the more surreal, I would say. Or, actually, no, not surreal. Absurd polls we've had in this stream. That always annoys me when people say things are surreal, when in fact they're technically absurd, not surreal. Surreal things are dreamlike. They are like a dream. Whereas, you know, something that's just weird is just weird. That doesn't make it surreal. So, where was I? We were getting all of our stockpiles sorted. We've got plump helmets, we're doing great there. Have they dug out the area for... Oh, this is done, isn't it? Designate smooth. Going to get this stone smoothing done. There we go. We're going to do that one at priority number 1. Get that sorted. Press I, make ourselves a new zone. It's going to be a meeting zone. I'm going to assign a location. We don't want the natural dell. We need to add the fuchsia, whatever it was. Guild hall. There we go. It was a farmer's guild hall. Furnace operator. Where's the farmer hall? There it is. Guild, the Fuchsia Company with 15 members. Have they just changed the name of the fucking Fuchsia of the group? The Sepia Fog. Ooh. Nasty. So let's have a look at this one. Why is this one... Oh, I only made it a meeting area. I didn't actually assign... No, wait. Yeah, no, they've both got... So what's with the natural dell? Hold on a minute. Okay, so it doesn't count as a guild until I've got more stuff in there. Fair enough. Build, let's put some chairs in then to go with the tables just to get the value up. And then maybe we'll start popping in some display furniture or something. Not that I can necessarily build that. Cabinets? Maybe? F? Cabinets? Have I got any cabinets? Here we go. There we go. Let's pop that in, see what happens. I don't know if I've got any orders in for cabinets, but we'll soon find out. Righteous Boner said, it's 45 degrees Celsius here and I'm dying. Fucking hell. I've only ever been in outdoor heat of that kind of calibre once before. I went to Cyprus with Kel. It wasn't my funnest time in life. I don't deal with the heat well at all. The last day we were there, when we left, it was 40 degrees. And I'm not going to lie, I was pretty much homicidal. I was really quite grumpy by the time we left. But, you know, once we got on the air conditioning, it was fine. Dave Velociraptor says, I was fine until I made a pot of soup and now I'm roasting. I'm sticking to this chair even though I've got layers of cotton between me and it, so I might need to put a towel down or something. To be fair, says Ravelin, discorporation in frozen meat is quite the dreamy concept. I suppose so. Last night I had a dream that fecal homunculus and turd golem Katie Hopkins had become Prime Minister. It was absolutely horrifying. I woke up with a sort of anti-boner. My penis had inverted. It was awful. Anyway, the Natural Dell is the local name of the guild. The guild itself seems to be civilization-wide. Oh, Harold Beaver. Ah, and it has a different name. Fair enough, that makes sense. Fuchsia is more like purple or pink. Oh, I see. That's a poll. Well, here we go. Here we go. Let's ask chat. Although I suppose we could just Google it and get the hex colours for fuchsia. But seeing as people are requesting polls, let's do it. Let's get polling. Let's put the old democracy out into the world. Fuchsia is more like copy. Let's go to the stream manager. Let's say new poll. Fuchsia is more like purple or pink. Purple. Pink. There we go. That's a 2-minute poll, ready to go. Check it out at the top of your chat, if indeed you have the actual means by which to engage. Something's been said in the Discord. Let's have a quick check. Oh, it's just Curly saying thanks. You're welcome, Curly. You're welcome. Oh, shit. Let me get Dwarf Fortress back up so I can actually play the game. There we go. I should also probably... Oh, figgins. I keep doing this. I wish there was a way to make just the browser go back one layer and let Dwarf Fortress and Therapist come to the top. Fuchsia, here we go. I'm gonna say more pink. Oh, it's a plant. Fuchsia is a genus of flowering plants that consist mostly of shrubs or small trees. The first, Fuchsia triphylia, known to Europeans, was discovered on the Caribbean island of Hispaniola about 1696 to 1697 by the French minim monk and botanist Charles Plumier during his third expedition to the Greater Antilles. Very exciting, but I would say pink. That's my guess. That's what I reckon. That's what my crazy eyes see. What do your interior designer eyes see? There we go. So is this now suitable for an actual guild hall? Holy shit, it's only 964 value. It's got to get up to 2,000. What the fuck? I've got to put some serious stuff in there. I've got to make it seriously good. Engraving the room would also bring the value of the room up to guild hall standards. Sal says, I dreamed last night that 100 people came to my house because it was a meeting hall, but I wouldn't let them in because we couldn't stay 2 meters apart. That makes sense. It's unlikely that 100 people in most people's houses are going to remain 2 meters apart. Ariane says, I'm for neon pink, bright neon pink with extra lighting. I think so. I think fuchsia is a pink rather than a purple. Oh, the poll comes in. 100% of respondents agree, that's 6 of you out of 20, that it's a pink. Which I think is sensible. I think it makes sense. Who would disagree with that? What kind of madness-infused maniac would say that fuchsia was a purple? Cue someone in chat saying, it's fucking purple, damn it. Anyway, where were we? You don't know how much it took me, how much resistance it took for a fucking bell-end joke to not be told there. Purple get fucked, says Ravelin. Oh my goodness. We've got some colour wars going on. It's like a race war, but, you know, not as bad. Not as bad. And far more abstract as well. Man, I'm thirsty. I could do with a drink. How long have we been going for? 1 hour and 21 minutes. I think we need to go a little bit longer before I take a break, so although it's saving right now, we'll just hold on, wait a little while and hope that the fortress is still there once the save is over. Not really a war, we all agree. That's true, actually. That is true. You can't really have a war without 2 sides, can you? It takes 2 to war, much like tango. Or does it? You could have an internal war, a personal, an intrapersonal war. Fighting yourself, I suppose, in a way. Maybe? Question mark? Sounds implausible now that I say it. Oh, here we go. We're good. Okay, so we need some shit for the guild halls. Don't really have that many engravers available. We've got smoothers, but I need to get more people smoothing and engraving, don't I? Stone detailers. We've only got 1. Tidy's the only stone detailer, so maybe... Do we have any peasants in the fortress? Oh, Dave. Dave V2 and Polycarp, both peasants. They're both going to become stone detailers. There we go. Commit. Boom. More stone detailers. Detail for the detail god. Engravings for the engraving throne. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I had an internal war over red or brown sauce. I suppose that is a good thing to point out. That is a very important way to look at it. Yeah, I have an internal war every time I look at my Steam library. I'm like, oh, what do I play? Thankfully, this week it's been fairly easy because old Sinister Elements streamed a little bit of Arma 3 the other day. And I popped in and had a little look and I was like, I've got this in my library and I've barely played it. So I pinged him up and we've been playing shitloads of it this week. Absolutely loads. It's a fantastic little game. I'm looking forward to organising something a little bit bigger with some more players, because although doing the missions with 3 other mates is fun, it's I feel like the real meat of Arma 3 comes from doing the big old maps with loads and loads of people. Hello, Professor Voland. I am here indeed. I am here indeed. And you, presumably, are there. Unless, of course, you are in some way incorporeal. In which case, you're not there. You're nowhere, in fact. Dave says, I've now decided that unplayed Steam games are not enough. I now started buying old boxed games on eBay. Oh, yes. You're building up a pile of shame in the physical space as well as the metaphysical digital space. Describe the game you want people to play. What in an Arma 3? Well, I've been watching I saw a video last night on a YouTuber called Operator Drewski's channel. There used to be a guy called Luton LT who played a lot of Arma 3, but now he almost exclusively does Warhammer 40,000 videos, which I thought was a bit of a bold pivot, but it's doing well for him. But the mission they were doing was they had 14 versus 4, and what they were doing was a night op where the 4 had access to night vision goggles, drones, all that kind of like special forces kind of stuff, and they had to get in and place bombs on sites on an airstrip. And all of the other players had like lights, proper rifles, like explosives, but no night vision goggles. And at night they were trying to patrol the area to find them. It looked really good. But I'm also kind of keen on like PvP scenarios. I like the idea of having one team guarding something and then another team having to sneak in. Very asymmetrical stuff. You don't know Arma 3? It's like a really large-scale milsim game, military simulator. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I know a lot of people prefer a first-person shooter to be more Doom-like, faster and more aggressive, but I like the pace. It's quite a slow game. It's very sort of like, oh, creeping through the bushes, what's that noise? Bang, I'm dead. That kind of game, which is not, of course, everyone's cup of tea, but it is mine. I like it. I really enjoy it. FPS. Hang on, if I put a link to one of Luton's videos in chat, you'll get an idea. Go to YouTube, go to... This guy used to do lots and lots of Arma 3 videos, but now basically only does Warhammer 40k videos, but this is not necessarily one of his great ones. This is just the first one that came up in Google when I looked. But that should give you a vague taste of what the game is like. Like I say, it's not for everybody, but for those people who do enjoy it, it's very popular. Still got a good player base. It's been out for a while. I think the 4th one's supposed to be coming out this year, but I'm not entirely sure. But needless to say, I will be doing some Arma. And let me say this, it's even more likely than the Barrow Trauma games I was promising. Because like we played a bit of Barrow Trauma and we're like, it's got legs, but it needs more work. It needs to be finished. It's got to come out of early access. Whereas with Arma 3, it's been out for years, and it's fucking good. Fucking good. It's got a slight buggy side to it. But then, you know, when you've got like huge maps with like hundreds of people, well, I say hundreds, tens of people playing. Get out of here, you little blood-drinking wanker. Anyway, there we go. Good. Now we can start putting some furniture in here too. But first, let's put some doors in. There we go. And one there as well. Good. Actually, let's leave the furniture for now. We'll come back later on. But I will check to see how much those... the cabinets. Oh no, it was already on 900, wasn't it? The cabinets didn't put it up much at all. Okay, we'll wait till we're getting masterwork furniture before we start putting stuff in there. It should do okay for now. It'll be fine. It will be fine. I could probably dig out some more bedrooms though, couldn't I? So, diggy. Diggly wiggly. Let's dig this out. We'll make it priority 4, just vanilla priority. Come over here like that, and then need to make a little bedroom like that. Nice. Do that. Put one on this side as well. Popsy pop, did up dop. Pop. Lovely. And then we'll do the old gooey stamper. Gooey. Gooey. Sorry. Getting a little bit confused. There we go. Bonk. Why I had to go to the top to do that, I don't know, but never mind. And then all we've got to do here is bonk, 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 bonk. Lovely. In fact, let's do a few more. We can always fill in the gaps in a minute. There we go, that'll be fine. D. Good stuff. Right, did we get any mining done? That mine did get dug out. Ooh, nice. And although we didn't find any ores, we did find opal clusters. Not really that excited about opal clusters, to be fair. Can't we do anything with dacite? Is that it? Sad. Not very excited by opal clusters at all. So we're going to dig, and I am going to start at this end. We're going to do 2 wide digs. Ah, shite. If we do it like that, we're going to have to be careful about the volcano. Ah, fuck it. We can always cut the volcano dig site off. It's fine. Stop panicking, everybody. Jesus Christ. Oh, I made it 3 wide instead of 2. Well done. Well done, scoundrel. You poltroon. You fool. You dingleberry. Dangle donger. Okay, so more gooey stamping here. Back to that. Oh, there's a notification on my phone. What's that for? Why, it's Billy leaving a message in WhatsApp. Nothing that you guys need to worry about. Nothing for you here. Cool down. There we go. And as long as we make them that wide, they should be good. I'm doing them these tunnels 2 wide, just so we can get more dwarves working on the face at a time. There we go. If I just do this, obviously this is horrible and it's going to go horribly wrong. But provided I say, there we go. Provided I cut this off before we get into the volcano bit, it'll be fine. Honestly, don't know why you guys panic so much. Look at this. I'm using a mouse. Whoa. In Dwarf Fortress, using a mouse? You fucking heretic. Okay, here we go. There we go. All done. Looks good. Looks good. And then we just need to go like this. Like this. Like this. And it's all good. Boom. Great. Grand. Wonderbar. Daysite, fighter of the night sight. Oh, I see what you got. You did there. I see what you did. Day versus night. Sight beyond sight, etc. Is anyone going to dig that out? I hope so. I hope I can put things in higher priority and get that dug out. That would be nice, because I don't want them being totally distracted. Ah, shit, I made all of that with Stamper, didn't I? So now they're not going to do anything about that. Shit bomb, I found a shit bomb. It doesn't really turn me on. Okay. Okay. God, this fly, it's winding me up. It is going to die by the end of the night, I think. It's getting to that point where I will just snap and kill it. To be fair, I mean, I could have quite easily killed it already, and the only reason I haven't is sheer laziness. It's not so much rage. Have I made nest boxes yet? Yes, we have. Oh, baby, it's nest box time. Build nest box. Here we go. So, this is where I'm going to need some help, Sal. I know for a fact that you know a bit about nest boxes. And I know for a fact that I watched the video in which you expressed just how much you know about nest boxes. And I also know for a fact that I retained none of it because I have a brain like Swiss cheese. No, it's not technically true. It's not like Swiss cheese. And let's not over-egg the pudding here. It's okay. My memory's just not great. Do I have to make a separate zone for each one? Or am I a nutty bum? Am I being cray-cray? Regardless, let's make this a lovely little pasture. There we go. End for pasture. Your daddy birdie and a lady birdie in a room together, and close the door on them. Oh yes, that's very important. Closing the door. Birdie don't fuck with no open door. Where are we? Not caged. Female, male. I guess I'll go down and find all the birds, aren't I? Chick Norris? No. Chick Norris can't be alive still? Oh my god. That's a survivor. Wowee. Turkey gobbler, sure. I don't think a turkey gobbler can breed with Chick Norris, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a rooster. He'll certainly fertilise some eggs. It looks like a bit of a sausage fest, to be honest. Got a gobbler, we got a rooster. Yeah. Yeah, not exactly a shitload of egg layers there, but I'm sure we'll get hold of some. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. What do the down arrows on the dwarves mean? It depends on the colour. I think the red ones mean they're sad. The blue ones mean they're thirsty. We're unlikely to get any babies, but we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe they'll do a Arnold Schwarzenegger in Junior move on us. You know what I discovered I liked? A chili made with turkey mince. Unfortunately, I'm the only person in the house who thought it was good. I almost think it's superior to a beef chili. If it's just like a chili with rice. Putting it in tacos and stuff, then you want a beef chili. But I was shocked. I ate it and I was like, oh, this is delicious. I really like it. So there you go. There's my little hint. Making a chili. Pop in some old what's his names? Turkey mince. Best chili is vegetarian. I don't mind a vegetarian chili, but for me it comes a distant second place to not any meat, obviously. I mean, it's probably not going to taste great if you put like rat meat in it or whatever, but you know, I like a 3-bean chili. I like that a lot. But again, like I say, I prefer a meat chili. What a long shot. Corn meat mince to meat mince. I don't mind corn mince. It's all right. But again, in a pinch, I like a beef mince. Jesus Christ, it is hot in here. I'm gonna have to get some distance between myself and this pleather chair. Otherwise, I'm gonna get pretty fucking swampy up in here. Maybe if I put a towel over the chair or something. You know it's bad when you've got to put a fucking towel on the chair. Well, there's a dressing gown here. That might do it. That might give us enough airflow. How about that? Already feels a bit better, to be honest. I'd love to try that, says Hyber No Way. I make my chili with 12-hour slow-cooked beef brisket. Ooh, very nice. We've got a slow cooker, and I have to say, a beef joint in a slow cooker is delicious. I'm not normally a huge fan of lamb, but we've had a really nice lamb joint in there as well. Oh, God, very nice. Northwesterhausen says, as long as it's spicy, I'll take it. True. I'll tell you what, I went to a live roleplay event once where they had like a guy who he ran a farm, and I think he still goes there, but he used to bring like whole pigs to spit roast and stuff like that, and whole roast chickens over coals. And he'd have this stall, he'd make absolute mega bucks selling like pork cobs and stuff. With mince and stuffing and everything. Oh, they were gorgeous. But he did a chili and a 3-bean chili. And I sat down. I bought 2 massive pork cobs, a bowl of beef chili and a bowl of 3-bean chili. And I spent like hours sitting there. Hours just sitting there eating slowly. Oh, it was amazing. I must admit, I might have been a little bit high. That might have made a difference, because I do remember someone coming and asking me if I was all right. Because I might have been going, oh, it's great, oh, a little bit. Also, my friends were looking for me. I'd disappeared, apparently. Turkey rice sounds like a crazed geneticist's wet dream. It does, doesn't it? Although it also sounds like some kind of parasite. Ah, God damn it, the turkeys have got turkey rice again. Like something you'd pick out from under the feathers. Disgusting. Why'd I have to take it into a bad place? By the way, here in America, it's still hoodie weather. Really? Well, it's a bit sweaty here, I have to say. Claycree, welcome back to the stream. Thanks for joining us. And my goodness, you have to make it like a weird sex thing with the YouTubers, don't you? You just have to. I try to find the cheapest cut for the slow cooker. It does make a cheap cut better. That has to be said. I was amazed to find, I used to make burgers with fairly fatty mince, but I discovered that the lean mince is much, much better. I got some like under 5% fat mince, and the burgers I made with them were amazing. And like, they don't shrink and everything like the fatty ones do. It's no pants weather here, that's true. Unfortunately, I am wearing pants, even though I don't technically need to, but where these chairs are made of this sort of plasticky pleather stuff, I don't think bare skin is a real choice. Well, it's a choice, but it's not a good option. It's a bad choice. What's wrong with your back? Right, let's check to see where the undead are. They're still milling around on the surface, of course. I don't think we have the trap capacity to deal with them just yet. Maybe we do. You know what, let's build some more traps. Even though they're highly likely to... Wait a sec, maybe we should build some... I'm going to build tin cages, not wooden cages. Just going to make sure we don't have an order on for them. Then I'm going to go to the... I've just realised something. This room here, we need to remove empty cages from it. Bang, empty cages. Bosh, no empty cages please, that's just an animal stockpile. And then we need to start putting in more things and take away the cage build order from here. There we go. Bosh, no, R, not C. There we go. Lovely. And then once we've done that, let's come over here, and instead of just saying tin bins, I would also like add a new task. Furniture for cages? I'm guessing. Tin cages. Lovely. Alt W. Yes please. Shift A. Cages of tin. 5 to 10. Thank you. Very nice. And then once we've done that, we go back up to the surface and start demanding they place more cage traps. So B, capital T, cage trap. Put our cursor in here. Part of me wants to just fill in the corners anyway. What? Oh, for fuck's sake, it did that again. Right, so enter, mechanism, enter. Enter, mechanism, enter. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. I've got it. Huh? Oh, we've run out of mechanisms. That's fine. That's fine. We can sort that out. They'll build some more. It's not a problem. I've never had a good burger at home, says Dave Velociraptor. I think a burger is made with the accoutrement. It's not the meat itself is not the biggest part of the burger. As long as you get decent low-fat mince, make your patties nicely. And people say grind your own fucking meat and stuff with a meat grinder. Don't fucking do that. That's a massive waste of time. Just buy some mince, make the burgers the size and shape you want. Bosh, put them down, fry them, grill them, whichever you prefer. And then it's what you put in it and the quality of the buns that really makes a good burger. At least in my opinion. You've got to have pickle. You've got to have a bit of cheese. You've got to have some finely chopped lettuce, maybe a bit of onion if you want a little bit of a kick in there. I just started watching a YouTube channel you've probably heard of called Binging with Babish, and he makes quite a lot of interesting stuff that I'm considering attempting, especially some of the Mexican stuff. His recipes for quesadillas was was pretty good, and I keep buying those kits from the supermarket. You know, where they give you the tortilla bread and the spice mix and everything. Hello Gunbergian, welcome back to the stream, thanks for joining us again. DF and a cooking stream combined, perfection. I know, I'm getting hungry now, just thinking about all this food. It's doing me in. Oh, Northwesterhausen, I missed that in chat. It's actually saying, make your own mince. I mean, I have already said I disagree. I feel like you can get away very easily with purchasing pre-made mince. But then again, I've never made my own mince, so realistically I don't actually know. But I'm very happy with the burgers I'm making from pre-made ones. Clearly Mir knows how to do it. I don't. Every supermarket frozen one has an aftertaste. Frozen burgers are we talking about here, Dave? Use some chuck and steak and some salt and pepper. Dave, it's super fucking easy to make beef burgers. Don't put anything in. Just get your mince, slap it into the shape you want. Done. Don't put salt and pepper in it. No binding agent, no anything else. You know, I used to do all sorts of weird shit, like trying to get the mince to stick together. I mean, if you want to get frisky, you can like add a dash of mustard, like whole grain mustard, or, you know, if you're making it out of lamb, perhaps put a bit of mint sauce in there. But I feel like for burgers, you want to add your food after you add your extras after you've cooked it. Don't get fancy. There's no need to get fancy. Sal says, I've made my own sausages. I thought they were really nice. I took something to work. Team didn't agree. Oh dear. Chili and apple pork butt sausage apparently shouldn't be a thing. Assuming you mean it's made of pork butts, right? As in, it's not the kind of butt sausage you get when you eat chili and apples. As in chili and apples, not chili and apples from Chile. Making my own sausages is on my list, says Northwesterhausen. Maybe this summer. Man. Maybe we'll have to have like a cookout. We'll organise, once the channel's big enough, we've got enough viewers, we'll organise like an open-air barbecue and we'll all turn up with our own homemade products. And, of course, we'll have to come up with some other vegetarian dishes as well, otherwise it's going to be an exclusive affair, and we don't want that. We want it to be inclusive and open. What have we got going on here? I was making boudin, which is a sausage with rice instead of wheat binder. It was a little too weird for my team. Interesting. There's a place in Brixton that does pulled pork sandwiches with vanilla and fig brioche buns. Figs are one of the things I'm not hugely keen on, but I'll give it a go. I used to work around... where was it? It was near the Barbican. But round the corner from where I was working for Skanska, there was a place that did like a goat curry. That was really nice. Very yellow coloured. I think it's full of saffron or something. Very tasty. Probably wasn't actually goat, to be fair. It's probably just like mutton or something. But I liked it. Making mince is pretty easy. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Garnbergian says, tried making pulled pork burgers a few days ago. Meat stalled for a full 6 hours. I was so hungry by the time it was ready. That's the problem with making those kind of slow cooked dishes, isn't it? You start making it and then like halfway through you're like, oh, I'd have to try some of that. I actually find that some foods, I don't like the smell of them while they're cooking. I fucking hate the smell of fish cooking. Can't stand it. I like the taste of fish. I like eating fish, but cooking fish, ugh, disgusting. Can't stand it. Can I bring human meat? As long as it's your human meat and still animal. I mean, technically, I'm not going to turn you away if you've brought yourself, like, if you cut one of your arms and legs off and brought that, but I am going to think you're weird, Claycree. Let's just put it that way. Pork butt is an American cut of pork, sort of like pork shoulder. Also, gammon. I'm not a fan of the smell of cooking gammon because we do slow cooked gammon in like a cider and all sorts of other, like, it sits in stuff and seeps. Tastes fantastic when you eat it, but the smell after, like the left behind stuff, is not great. We'll bring banana loaf and cupcakes. Also, good idea. Good idea. Banana. Good substitute for butter or margarine in making cakes in a pinch if you don't have them. It does make everything... It does make the cake taste very strongly of bananas, obviously, but they can be used as a substitute. Discovered that when I opened a fridge once and went, ah, shit. My cake plan is ruined. Brioche buns, yes, very nice. I tell you what, I used to do giant burgers, where I'd get like a whole round loaf and cut that in half and use it as the bun for a burger, and then I'd take it to the table. I'd make 3 or 4 of them, and when we had loads of people over, I'd cut it up like a birthday cake and everyone would have a slice of the giant burgers. They're absolutely fucking lovely. Oh, especially because you can fit so much shit in the bun. It's very difficult to take a bite out of something the size of your head, but it's well worth a try. Well worth a try. Sal wants to uninvite Claycree from the cookout. Well, we'll just be careful. We'll make sure we label all the food. And anyone who's proved themselves to be a bit of a weirdo, we'll make sure that their food goes on the weird table. That's the way it'll go. Last couple of times I've cooked out have just been frozen brats straight to the smoker. They turn out pretty tasty. I've never tried a smoker. My barbecue game is pretty weak. I do barbecue occasionally. We've got one and everything. My dad's got like an enormous gas grill in the garden, which is pretty damn good. I have a friend, I haven't spoken to him for ages. I might have told one of his ambulance anecdotes, actually. He's a paramedic. But he used to do like Christmas barbecues and stuff. He was an absolute beast for barbecues. He'd go out in the middle of winter in his shorts and start barbecuing stuff. Loved it. Technically, every human being brings human meat everywhere. That's true, Gambergian. But some of us bring more meat than others, don't we? No, it's not a sex thing. I'm just putting on a lot of weight in lockdown. Dearie. I love goat curry. Negril in Brixton does a killer one. You know what? I've not eaten out in London for ages. I think the last time I ate out, I went to Brick Lane for the first time and tried a Brick Lane curry. That was pretty good. I say pretty good, it was really nice. One of them they brought out was unbelievably hot though. Painfully hot. Nothing like the long pig though. Preparing it is hard. No, preparing long pig is difficult. Like just acquiring the meat, very hard. Cabrice en cour. Everybody likes brioche buns. Surely, Sal. Surely. Nightbot telling everybody about the Discord channel. Check it out. You might like it. You never know. I tried goat a few times, but it's a bit gamey for my taste. Are the big buns called bin lids down south like they are up north? I've never heard them called that before. No. I can't remember what I don't actually read the labels. I look at the bread and go, does it smell good? Smells good. Yes, great. I'm not a huge fan of sourdough. Don't really like the sourdough breads. They changed the bases in Sainsbury's for their deli pizzas to be sourdough instead of regular dough, and I can't say I'm a huge fan of it. I preferred the old ones, but hey, why not? Why not? When you're paying £4.50 for a pizza, which would otherwise cost like 15 quid to get delivered from fucking Domino's, I don't care. It can get worse. It's got room for movement. We can have separate tables for vegan, vegetarian, omnivore, and cannibal. That's right. Well, you need to keep them separate, don't you? You need to keep them separate, otherwise, you know. I mean, there's a lot of crossover with the vegan and vegetarian, obviously. So it's interesting, actually. Like, anything that goes on the vegan table can go on the vegetarian table. Anything that goes on the vegetarian table or the vegan table can go on the omnivore one. But only a very exclusive array can go on the cannibal table. Very important to make sure you get everything on the right place and not mixed up. Aren't I lucky? I found a fingernail on this sausage. I mean, up until I started going to live events in Derby years ago, I'd never heard of a sandwich or a roll referred to as a cob before, but now it's something I've just absorbed as a normal way to talk about food. That's why sourdough is awful outside of Finno-Ugric people's kitchens. Oh, do they have a special affinity for sourdough in the Finno-Ugric region? Which is, I'm presuming, sort of like Finns closer to the Russian side? Actually, it's not really fair to say. Finland's a very sort of long, thin country, isn't it? It's sort of like in the same orientation and shape as Sweden and Norway. Like, they're all about similar-ish sizes and shapes, aren't they? Or am I wrong? Finland, Estonia, and tiny other peoples. I used to work with an Estonian girl who told me about when she used to catch and eat something similar to a rat. I can't remember what she called it, but she was saying how she used to go out into the woods and catch them and skin them, and I was like, you're shitting me. What? And then she showed me pictures, and I was like, okay, fair enough. Does eating primate count as cannibalism? Are the mandrills safe? I don't think it does count as cannibalism. I believe the common term is bushmeat. They call it bushmeat in Africa. Parts of Africa, I assume. I've never been. Never been. Cannibal adjacent. It's cantable. Cantable, that's what it is. Anyway, can't get distracted too much talking about food. Ah, sweet, sweet food. Or savoury, it depends. Oh, I've got that ham sandwich. I forgot about that. Maybe I'll bung some chili. I'll bung some jalapeno slices in there and I'll munch that in the break. It'll be great. Speaking of breaks, how long have I been going for? 2 hours. 1:15. It will be time for a break soon, now that I've remembered that sandwich. Ooh, yeah, baby. I can also make a nice cup of tea in my Tacoma Games mug. If any of you happen to be in the Tacoma area of Washington State, United States of America, once this pandemic nonsense has calmed down, you may be interested in visiting Tacoma Games. They sell tabletop role-playing... Well, they will be selling after the pandemic. Tabletop role-playing games, collectible card games, board games, polyhedral dice, miniatures, etc, etc, etc. If it sounds like your kind of thing, tell them I sent you and they'll know that this mug finally was worth it. Oh, that made a loud noise, didn't it? There you go. Ah, you go and enjoy making your cheeseburger, Ocelot. You enjoy yourself. Get that thing made. What could the girl have been hunting? I'm Estonian. I don't know of any small rodent being hunted for meat. I don't know. It may have actually been a rat. I can't remember. And I'm not entirely sure she was hunting it necessarily for meat. And all I remember is her telling me about how you cut it up, dress it, and put it like on a thing, like on a stick frame to dry the skins as well. I forget exactly what it was, but I do remember she came from Estonia. That much I know, which seemed bonkers to me because at the time I was like, don't Estonia have like the best internet in like the European continent? Is that not the case? If they are even in Europe, are they in Europe? Estonia is just on the very edge of Europe, right? Because Russia sort of is straddling Europe and Asia, isn't it? There's a little bit in Europe, a little bit in Asia, or am I fucking geography always gets me fucked. Wait, are we still getting you a mandrill soup? It's not required. By no means am I making it mandrill-tory. But, you know, maybe. Who knows? Oh, actually, already sort of open. Curbside pickup. A nutria? You have to let me know what that is. I don't know what a nutria is. Nutria? Best internet Europe? Yes. Skinning rats? Big no. Maybe it wasn't a rat. It might have been something else. But in my mind, whatever it was, I've remembered as being like a rat, like a small thing. And obviously, you must eat rabbits. Surely. You skin and eat fucking rabbits. They're rodents. A nutria. Oh, maybe that's the animal. Maybe that's the animal. Let's have a little look at what a nutria is. Although I'm pretty sure it's going to come up with some kind of fucking energy bar. No, they're South American. It's like a fucking like capybara beaver hybrid. Oh my god! In the people also search for, it's got capybara, beavers, muskrats, and otters. Very exciting. Very exciting. Excuse me. Let's get back into the game. We've got very distracted with all this nonsense, haven't we? I think they like it if you call them Eastern Europeans. Estonia is in the EU. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's physically on the European continent. Oh, hang on, no, I'm thinking of the Eurovision Song Contest. Very different than Europe. Mandrill Tory, what's the difference? Well, tooth size for a start. Robot in progress. Welcome to the back to the stream, by the way. I didn't notice you earlier. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. Nutria or copy? Nutria is Rangondin in French. Oh. Hello, Marty Party 23. Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for joining us again. A rodent of unusual size. I feel like it must have been fairly large, right? Was this Google Kevin the Gerbil and Sooty was one of those two? No, it's not Kevin the Gerbil. Kevin the Gerbil's from Roland Rat. Excuse me, my voice went crazy. We have nutria in France. Oh, maybe it was one of them then. Maybe they're, I don't know. Just a large species of field mouse. You're not going to get much eating off a field mouse. Even if you deep fry the whole thing and eat it in one, it's not got much on it. It's very small. Very small. Okay. There are feral copu in the UK, escaped from fern farms. Maybe they had them in Estonia too. Huh. Amazing. Who knew? They have those orange-looking teeth, according to the photos, that indicate a bit of iron in there. Like the old beavers. Nothing like a toothy beaver. As far as I know, no nutria in Estonia. I mean, the name alone makes them sound like they're good to eat, doesn't it? Nutria, you say? Very nutritious. Oh man, I was listening to Triforce podcast earlier, and they were talking about the whole eating polar bear liver killing you because of all the vitamin A, and I was losing my mind because they kept saying different vitamins and couldn't land on the correct one. Vitamin D, they thought it was. No, it's vitamin A. Don't eat carnivore livers; they're full of vitamin A. Very bad for you. There we go, little podcast digression. Anyone playing Scoundrel Bingo can tick that off now. I've mentioned a podcast I listen to. Very good. They need mild winters, so maybe Estonia is too cold in winter. It is fairly far north because it borders Finland. And I'm pretty sure most of Finland is a cold place, right? Or am I crazy? British big cats are my favourite mythical cats, like the Beast of Bodmin Moor and such. They've actually got some fairly sizable wild cats up in Scotland, but they're by no means what you would think of when someone says big cats. They're like big for house cats, not sort of lion-esque kind of things. When you've just mentioned Tacoma Games, it finally clicked that my sister and brother-in-law live right next to there. Ah, okay. Yeah, exciting stuff. Do they actually play tabletop role-playing games, collectible card games, board games, or indeed roll polyhedral dice? Or is it going to be a disappointing moment? Is Sergeant Indy going to go, more customers, hooray! Ah, shit, it's just a fucking meme! Who knows? Estonia is so cold that if we get global warming, it will only be -20. Holy shit. Well, that's it. That's where everyone's going to move. Because everyone's going to be moving north, aren't they? Greenland is going to be green again. I mean, it's going to be impressive. It's going to be a big old northward migration. I mean, there's going to be a lot of fucking stinky tundra. Like all defrosting, methane-rich tundra in Russia that's going to be prime real estate fairly soon. If things carry on the way they are. Our wildcats are near extinct. That's true, but I've definitely seen them in Springwatch this year. You know, it would actually be faster to get to the UK than to Tacoma, Washington. For me, sure. What about you, Ravelin, though? Where are you? Oh, actually, aren't you in the US as well? Is it actually closer? I've heard a lot of Dominion and Catan. Catan. I've played that like once or twice, I think. Never really... I recognise it as a great game, but never really got too deep into it. On Monday the 25th... Holy shit, that's only like a few days away. 1, 2, 3 days away. I'm going to be streaming with some friends, and we're going to be playing Kingdom Death Monster on Tabletop Simulator, if anyone's interested in that. So if you are, keep your peepers peeled. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. It's going to be me, my friend Scott, Chunky Nut, and Sean as well. I don't know. We may well be referring to people by their online handles, so you may be going, "Where are all the people you promised, scoundrel?" So don't get too confused. We'll try and keep it consistent, but unfortunately, my online name has kind of leaked out into my real-world friends. I say, you know what I mean, like meat space friends. And now, occasionally, when we're online, they call me Scoundrel, which is confusing for others, confusing for outsiders. East Coast USA. Are you actually closer to me than to Tacoma? That's crazy. Crazy. I imagine it would be a bit of a hassle to get here. Quite a lot more swimming involved to get here. Kingdom Death is good, sort of. Like the guy who's Scott, he's apparently bought like copies of it from the Kickstarter, and he's got like another copy of it for his son when he turns 18. And I was pointing out to him that maybe his son would want, you know, like a flying car when he turns 18, because it's going to be like 2030 something. Oh my god. There's way too much bookkeeping, and the settlement phase is stupid and long and bonkers. Ooh, well, I will inform him of your opinion, and we'll see how he feels about that. He's got some software lined up to do that, and I think he's going to be managing most of that on behalf of us, so we'll see how it goes. I've played the first round where you fight the big lion beast, and it seems like good fun. The actual combat bit does seem like a bit of fun. Professor Voland likes Munchkins. The game or the classification of role player? Because I remember back in the day when I was called a munchkin, because I was a young role player who didn't know no better than to do stat min-maxing in a game that wasn't designed for it. Best way to lose friends is 2-player Lemmings. Oh, that is a good way to lose friends. God, there hasn't been a Lemming games in years. Wasn't Lemmings the game that the people who made Grand Theft Auto made before they made Grand Theft Auto? That was DMC Games or something they were called back in the day. I remember reading my copy of Games X magazine that cost like 70p back in the day, and reading about how exciting this new game from the developers of Lemmings was going to be. Amazing. Kingdom Death Closeness to Greatness pissed me off so much that I made my own game. Oh, Sergeant Indy, that is definitely massively affecting. If you've gone that far and gone, just a little bit this way, just a little bit this way, and it worked. That's definitely hit you hard. The best way to lose friends is to start murdering your friends IRL. I mean, yes. Although, I mean, maybe you could just all go into a maze together. Something like that. That might be a little bit less permanently impacting on your social status. DMA design published by Psygnosis. I remember. Do you remember Shadow of the Beast? Was it Shadow of the Beast? It had the fucking crazy art style. I remember thinking that game on the Amiga was the most amazing looking thing ever. I bet if I look it up now, it looks fucking rubbish. Psygnosis Shadow. Was it even called Shadow of the Beast? I think it was, wasn't it? B-E-A... can't spell Beast. Yes, that box art, man. Oh my god. It's nowhere near as good as I remember it looking. But the box art, wow. I'm guessing, now maybe this is just me thinking certain art styles are certain national styles, but it's the artist on that box art, a French artist, because for some reason that makes me feel like it was done by a French artist. I don't know why. Oh, Martin Edmondson. Doesn't sound very French. Then again, just because he did the game art doesn't mean he did the box art. A man named Arboron is kidnapped as a child and corrupted through magic into a monstrous warrior servant for the evil beast lord Maeltoth. The creature's memory of his human life returns when he watches a man being executed, whom he later recognizes as his father. This prompts Arboron to seek revenge on Maeltoth. A long, arduous journey ensues, with Arboron forced to battle his way through both hostile terrain and Malatoth's forces. He eventually confronts one of Maeltoth's minions, a gargantuan creature whose only visible body parts are its hand and foot. Defeating the creature, Arboron is freed from his curse, the eponymous Shadow of the Beast, and returned to a more humanoid form. Oh, there we go. Very exciting. Very exciting. Anyway, let's not get too deep down in old Amiga era games. There we go. The first game to successfully do parallax backgrounds. Shit, great demo. No, Altered Beast, different game, Tidy. Welcome back, by the way. Altered Beast was the one where it goes, it changes, and you become a dragon and you fire stuff. I remember having Altered Beast on the Master System. Loved it. Psygnosis had the best box art, to be honest. They were amazing. I had a friend who worked there, says Sal. He used to bring test copies of PS1 games to our house before they'd been released. I used to work for a company that distributed computer games called Pinnacle Software back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And we used to get loads of cool shit. I was there when Dungeon Master, maybe Dungeon Master 2, I'm not sure. The one with the lady in bondage gear on the cover was released, and we got a load of free stuff there. It was cool. FIFA 98, I think, might have been one of the titles we did there. I'm not sure. I forget now. It was a long time ago. They were also the distributors for a load of different music labels as well. I got a whole shitload of Paradise Lost albums. No, was it Paradise Lost? Yeah, Paradise Lost albums for low price. I got a really nice collector's box of Draconian Times and all their singles as well. Fucking hell, I haven't listened to Paradise Lost in a long time. The box art is very Heavy Metal, the magazine like. Yeah, I remember Heavy Metal, the magazine. It used to be, I don't know if it's still there, there's like a bookshop in Greenwich Market. And it's actually inside a building rather than a stall outside. But they used to have tons of old editions of Heavy Metal and stuff. Very boob-centric, very tit-ridden. I would say. I always remember looking at the box art and going, I'm a teenager. This makes me want to touch parts of my body that I need to go home for. How many traps are we waiting for? That's a good question. 1, 2, 3, 4 with cages, basically. My God, we're playing Dwarf Fortress, aren't we? Holy shit, North Westerhausen. Good memory. Good memory. I think you mean Dungeon Keeper by Bullfrog, published by EA. Yes, that's right. Ah, Bullfrog. Yet another studio. One of the early studios to be gobbled up by EA and then sort of shat out as a fine, nutrition-devoid paste. Man. Remember Westwood Command and Conquer guys? Was that them? Westwood Studios? They got chewed up and spat out, didn't they? Sad. Sad. Still, never mind. We've struck Wood Opal apparently. I believe that indicates the mines are active. Let's go and have a look down and see if our mines are finding anything interesting. That's too far down. Why are we not seeing any... because we need to go over here. Aha! Literally no ores. That is quite disappointing. Then again, I decided to explore an obsidian layer. And obsidian is not really known for its veiny inclusions. Goodness. My goodness, a veiny inclusion. Now that sounds like a sex move. Okay, back up to the top. And I know it's stupid, but I love the term sex move. It makes me think of sex as a kind of Street Fighter kind of affair. Hard on, Ken! Man, wow. Wow, wow, amazing. I've gone straight from like a Street Fighter sex joke into a pun. Incredible. God, the stream's peaked, boys and girls. You better go. Otherwise it's all downhill from here. You're not getting anything better than that. Goodness. I remember when the Rome Total War demo came on a CD in a magazine. I was so excited for it. Took the day off work when it was released and got to WH Smith's at 8 AM. Do you remember Magic Carpet? I was very excited for that because it had a mode where it did the 3D rendering in the Magic Eye format, and you could play it all boss-eyed as a Magic Eye picture. That was an old EA classic. I remember it wasn't Rome Total War that I was into. I liked Shogun Total War. I don't think I actually played Rome Total War until much later after it had been out. But I remember playing Shogun and really enjoying that. Anybody watch the NoClip documentary about creative... what's it called? Peter Molyneux was Bullfrog. Westwood didn't just do Command and Conquer, they did Eye of the Beholder. Really? Fucking hell, I didn't realise they made Eye of the Beholder as well. Magic Carpet arrived today, well yesterday now, that's Bullfrog 2. It wasn't no, that wasn't the whole pitch, Sal. It was just one of the graphics modes. You could do like red blue lens 3D glasses as well, but it was presented as a regular 3D thing as well. Man, Peter Molyneux. Man, there's a guy who needs to learn how to temper what he says. He said some bloopers. I say bloopers, more like genuine idiotic things. These are the boxed games I've been buying. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. So you've not been buying. Oh, right. So you're getting old copies of games on 3.5 floppies and stuff, or CDs. Man, Westwood made some great RPGs as well. What was the point and click adventure series? With the skink puzzle. Oh Christ, there are some real games I have fond memories of, but I kind of know I can't go back and play them again because they're never going to be anywhere near as good as they felt at the time. Do we bung more cage traps and fill this corridor, or are we all good? 3.5, 5.25 tape and CD. Man, tape games. Legends of Carandia, yes! Yes, that they went on fairly recently. I mean, that series continued on for quite some time. I should play more point-and-click adventurers. Oh, Cadol Erturodom the Trapper has been possessed. Let's have a little look and see what Cadol gets up to, shall we? Where is he? Where's the exclamation mark? Below? query? Oh, there he is. There he is. It's because he's got a red question mark as well. Right, let's see what they claim. And then once they've done this, I'm going to have to take a break because I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, and I'm sweating through my underpants, and it's not good. The workshop has been claimed. The materials are being searched for. That's very good. I might even have to turn off the camera and take my shirt off. It's getting that bloody warm. Then again, I could open the window, but I have a very strong suspicion that will result in a plague of insects pouring into the house and going, "Oh, these lights you have here are marvellous. Would you mind if I just bash myself into them repeatedly? Well, this is a lovely monitor. It emits such delicious light. I'm going to place myself on it. Oh, lovely. Run around, run around." That's so annoying when you're watching late at night in a dark room and like the flying insects start landing on your screen. Ugh, go away. Fuck off. It's not like they're not like blue bottles, they're not like turd flies or anything, or rotting meat flies. It's always like the sort of like lacewing type affairs that you see out in the garden, wandering into the house and getting obsessed with your electrics. Never good. Never good. What have we got going over here? Mist. Oh yeah, I remember Mist. I was more of a fan of Seventh Guest. Do you remember that game? That was a big thing when it came out. It was actually the last episode of Games X magazine, the last issue, had a preview of Thingy in it. Had a preview of Seventh Guest. Not that that's relevant to any of you, it's just completing a circle of thought that I had in my mind earlier. I have not consumed my cheeseburgers. I've now consumed my cheeseburgers and I feel bloated, but good. Very good. A bit late for cheeseburgers, but good. Good. Very good. Sam and Max Day the Tentacle, both brilliant LucasArts games. Classics. Fantastic games. Oh man, I should give them a go. I think I've definitely owned both of them, but fuck knows where the discs are. They're probably in my parents' loft somewhere. Mind you, I don't have a drive to load them anyway. I don't even have a CD drive. Modern games are derivative, mad-produced, over-sweetened, over-salted shite. I think you mean mass-produced. I'm guessing that's a typo. Many are, not all though. I mean, let's face it. There's a lot of Drek coming out, but there's also some really good stuff nestled in there. And I suppose it's also a matter of taste, really, isn't it? Also had a cheeseburger and cheese curds. Oh, exciting. Yeah, I've not had cheese curds before. Is cottage cheese curds, or is that an actual type of cheese? Sal got missed but got confused by it. It was one of those difficult. It was like a Zork. Does anyone remember Zork? Now that's a real blaster of the past. I remember Zork on the C64. I think my mate Base on Mars had it. I tried Mist but was too young and had no patience for it. There's a few games like that. Oh, a game me and him never completed on his C64, the Trapdoor game. Do you remember that? With Burke? Burke, bring me a worm sandwich. Man, that was an old go. An old gay? An old game. There we go. No, an old gay would be someone like Ian McKellen. There we go. That's an old gay. Where am I going with this? Monkey Island, also good, Professor Voland, I like that. Dave Velociraptor says, go topless, followed by Professor Voland saying, beep beep, terms of service police. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think it's right. As long as I put tape over my nipples or tassels or something, it should be fine, shouldn't it? As long as I wear a ball gag and cuff my hands on rods away from my genitals, it'll be fine. All right? Is that how it works? Is that how the terms of service work? I'm not sure. Clearly a UK stream. In the US, it would have been bang, bang, bang. Well, I'm sure. Surely the police will beep before they bang in the US sometimes. They don't always charge in and shoot immediately, do they? Surely there's got to be scenarios in which the police are more placid, right? Mir says that the German recipe burger type things are called Frikadellen. Interesting. The kind I had are cheddar cheese curds, deep fried. Goodness. Sergeant Indy never played the game Zork, but I did have their Choose Your Own Adventure book. Ah, does anyone remember? Now this is something long ago when I was a kid, when Choose Your Own Adventure books were a big thing, and the fighting fantasy ones were good. I got like D&D branded books that came on really weird. That the covers had this textured paper that they'd been printed on, and one of them had like a mostly brown cover with a picture of two robots fighting on it. And it was like a D&D branded choose your own adventure book, but with sci-fi robots. Does anyone remember that? That's a bit of a Hail Mary, that one. Dave Velociraptor doesn't rate Myst. Ravelin feels so young during this conversation. Well, it'll only persist for a certain period of your life, and eventually you'll start feeling old like us. To be honest though, it's alright. It's quite good being old. Like, reminiscing about stuff can be quite nice. Hello Fuzzy Logic, what have you joined? We're discussing older games at the moment, and we've kind of abandoned any pretense of actual Dwarf Fortress, but we will be getting back onto it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I watched another streamer playing that fit the past 2 weeks. I think he finally finished Trapdoor in Superberk mode on Sunday. Oh, really? Ah, the Trapdoor game. I mean, we were lost, me and my mate. We had no idea what we were doing. Cruise for a Corpse was a significant game in my gaming history. I wish there was a remake. I remember seeing adverts for Cruise for a Corpse, but I never got to play that one. There was another game called Moonstone or something that I never got to play, where you were knights fighting monsters, that I remember thinking had amazing graphics in the adverts. God, do you remember like full page adverts in magazines for computer games back in the day? My goodness. This depends on what colour your skin is and if they have low blood sugar. Question mark, Ocelot. Let me check your previous comment for content. For context. Where is it? I've lost it. Doesn't matter. We'll catch on it in a minute. Remember Pong? I do remember Pong. Do you remember when consoles used to have wooden panelling on the outside? They used to have like fake, or actually sometimes real wooden panels on them. I had a thing called a grandstand, which had like a load of games on it, and all the controllers. There was only two controllers. There was a single button joystick, and then dials for like Pong style dial things. I didn't have the D&D ones, but was anyone into Lone Wolf? Lone Wolf, Joe Diva. I have to Google that. That may not be a transatlantic. If I type in Lone Wolf, it's going to give me motivational posters. Okay, let's type the name of the author in. Joe Diva, not John Denver. I'm at heaven with Virginia. There is morning. Sorry. The cover art does actually ring a bell, specifically for the Dark Crusade. I may well have had one of these books. The cover art, certainly the style of the cover art rings a bell. I may have seen other books like it, but maybe I didn't own it, but it is ringing a bell. The cover art is ringing some very strong bells for me. Oh, Ocelot, I get it. The police, I get it. I get it. Don't worry, Ocelot, I get it. I watched someone streaming Death Trap Dungeon on Saturday. He didn't finish it though. Death Trap Dungeon. Was that the one that the Daily Mail went mad about because it had ladies in lingerie in? Oh, lingerie. But it just wasn't sexy at all. It's only bang bang first if you've got a dog or not white. Oh, I see. I see. That makes sense. That does make sense. Not to do that, but that's what you meant. Best of the Choose Your Own Adventure books. Interesting, controversial position, I'm sure, because I reckon everybody's got a favourite of those old Choose Your Own Adventure books from the heyday. Sal says, yes, I remember the D&D Choose Your Own Adventure books, but I'm not sure that I remember the robots. Hang on. D&D Choose Your Own Adventure round cover. This would be a miracle if this comes up. Oh, hello, hello. Maybe. Oh, wow, there were way more of them. I only had 4. Maybe if I type in robots instead of brown cover. Robots. Maybe it wasn't D&D. Maybe I ended up with... Oh, wait, no. The supercomputer one looks like it's a kindred spirit. It was called Robbers and Robots. Oh, my God. That was a powerful wage of nostalgia. I've just remembered the fat man with the remote control. He looks like an evil version of one of the guys from Cocoon. Oh no, what's his name? There's another actor. Oh fuck, let's put a link to that in chat. Just in case anybody wants to know what I'm badgering on about. There we go. So where were we? Sorry, we're getting lost. Let's try and catch up with chat if we can. I wasn't even born until 91. I missed most of these games. I spent tons of time as a kid playing Age of Empires, The Incredible Machine and Roller Coaster Tycoon, all much later. 91, man. I was 11. That was the year I went on my first holiday without my parents. An Indiana Jones themed PGL holiday, if anyone knows what that is. Garnbergian says, you youngsters probably don't even remember Quicks. My favourite as a child. Quicks? I do not remember that. Am I a youngster by your judgments, Garnbergian? Quicks. It does look like a game I might have played. 1981. Holy shit, I would have been 1 year old. So no, I probably didn't play Quicks. Although, what years? It seems like it had a bit of a life after that. Oh, it came to the Amiga in '89, so I probably would have played that. And DOS in '89. I think I got my first PC in '89, '90. An old 286 that ran Prince of Persia. An Amstrad 286, I think it was. Fucking hell. Back in the day when Amstrad made PCs. Where was I? I joined right at the ball gag and handcuffs bit. I'm quite comfortable talking about older games though, says Fudge Logic. Good. Don't worry, the ball gag was incidental. It's not a requirement. Oh, it was on Game Boy as well. I was 98. My childhood was entirely Civ 3 and Civ City Rome on a dual disc. Civ 6 is free on Epic Games Store. I didn't think I was going to get Civ 6 for a while, but turns out I'm downloading it tonight. Cruise for a Corpse was a point-and-click murder mystery. It opened my eyes to a non-button mashing genre of gaming. Oh, what was I really loved? A Sierra point-and-click game, something to do with China. Heart of China. Oh god, I love that game. It was amazing. One of those ones where you had to read the manual for clues. It's something to do with a wine bottle, I think. Can't remember. Isn't lone wolf the code word for a white terrorist? No. Mentally ill person is the code word for a white terrorist. That's what they call them, isn't it? They don't like to admit that they're terrorists on the old news. Like, oh no, a white guy's got and shot and stabbed loads of people. Well, it couldn't possibly be a terrorist act. He must be mad. Because Joe Diva is English, is he? Oh, intriguing. Ah. I mean, there's a lot of the stuff that I didn't realise quite how much of the sort of like role-playing world and the sort of like the games industry in a more general term than just games, computer games, actually comes from the UK. There's a lot of luminaries. I mean, actually, what's his name? Got one of the founders of Games Workshop and the guy who wrote all the other fighting fantasy books. Ian Livingstone and someone else. It's not Steve Jackson, is it? Steve Jackson's American. I'm fairly confident. Illustrator Gary Chalk was a guy who did a lot of work for Games Workshop back in the day. That probably does make... Oh yeah, I remember when they had the signature that said Chalk. I think I've got a copy of Dwarf Fortress of Games Workshop issue 100 somewhere at my parents' house. Mind you, it may have been chucked out because I remember chucking out all my old copies of Edge magazine fairly recently. Sorry, nearly getting there. Sal and Mayor, I presume that's the guy on your Twitch stream with you, sang Country Roads on somebody's stream and the YouTube video got copyright claim. That's impressive. Very good. Very good. This is a testament to your singing skills, no doubt. Death Trap Dungeon is a fighting fantasy book. Nothing sexy in it. Well, unless you get excited by choose your own adventure stories. I once tried to make a choose your own adventure sex game, and I did it at my old school using. Do you remember that? Do you remember CFAX in the UK? There used to be. We used to have the software that they used to make the CFAX pages, and like part of our IT was like making CFAX style information sheets, and I tried to turn it into a choose your own adventure sex game. It's a good job the teachers didn't really know what was going on. It's been about 12, 13 years old. It's incredible how popular Age of Empires still is. There's a tournament earlier this year with a 50k prize pool. Holy shit, I never realised... I know Fuzzy's quite a fan of the old Age of Empires. I never realised it was quite so deep as a game. Oh, now when you say it was a unified story, the Lone Wolf one does make sense. I think I did have one, but it might have been a bit too advanced for me as a kid when I got it. I'm not sure. They made a remake of Death Trap Dungeon on Steam. It's fully and excellently narrated. Every year on the Jingle Jam, Simon and Lewis from the Yogscast read and play through a fighting fantasy book, and it's fucking brilliant. Well worth looking up if you haven't seen it before. You can get items from one book that could affect future books. Fucking brilliant. I love that kind of stuff. I love Dungeon Siege, Diablo 1 and 2, Dungeon Siege, and Neverwinter Nights. Oh my goodness, Neverwinter Nights. I never fully got into that as well as I should have done. Holy shit, that URL for that fucking picture was massive. And that means I am miles behind chat. Oh my god. Oh, well, yeah, feel free to turn me down, Sergeant Indy. You get Dwarfing. You get your... what's the game called? Cave thing? Oh, I forget, but I know the one you mean. It's Space Deep Rock Galactic, you said it in chat. Probably an hour or so ago. The best version of Civ 6 is Civ 5. I must admit, I want to play more Civ 5, but I've just never got round to it. Is Civ 6 bad? Oh, man. I mean, I like Civ 5, don't get me wrong. I also like Civ 4. And, to be fair, all the Civ games before have been pretty good to me. I always liked what was the sci-fi one, Alpha Centauri. I enjoyed that. With I always played as Prime Academician Zarkov. Always the science guys. I'm always the science guy. Oh, Ravelin played Civ 5 at a semi-competitive level. Ooh, very exciting. Very exciting. Civ 5 is junk. Civ 4, Rise and Fall, says Dave Velociraptor. Oh, here we go. We're going back in time now. We're going to get eventually someone to be like, Civ 1 only. Never anything else. Richard Herring, one of my favourite comedians and podcasters, has been playing Civ 2 on his stream. My goodness. Mind you, I mean, his gaming content is probably not quite as top tier as his comedy content. Then again, says I, sitting here, like basically not playing a game, just reading chat going blah 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 blah. Nearly there, nearly there. I think I was at a show with Ian Livingston, also in the audience, says Fuzzy Logic. Oh, close to greatness. CFAX and Oracle, you know, that was what they were called. If I were being controversial, I unironically enjoy the terrible old card art in the ancient Magic the Gathering cards. You know what? A lot of looking back at a lot of old RPG supplements and card games, artwork that I thought was fantastic back in the day, it's actually not that hot. It has to be said, especially some of the old D&D stuff. Ugh. I used to think you'd have to be an amazing artist to get your art into like RPG books. Turns out you just really need to know the people writing the book. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. It was a very audience participation thing, and he was picked on. Oh my goodness, poor lad. Do you mean in Mode 7 on the BBC Micro? I might do, but I thought Mode 7 was a thing on the Super Nintendo, wasn't it? It was how they did their parallax stuff. Press of Oldland loves Yogscast. I enjoy their content too. I mean, I don't watch all of it. There's so fucking much of it. But I dip in and out of TTT and all sorts of stuff. I know a lot of the memes. I know Yellow Stained Clay. Can you have your sandwich? That's a good fucking point. It's nearly 2 in the morning. Maybe I should have the break. Maybe I should have the break. That's a good point. I watched a short documentary on the creation story of Civ the other day. It was an Ars War Story series. Interesting. The Creative Assembly one from NoClip I watched the other day, that was quite good, but I felt there was something that it just glossed over. Oh, the TV show. The fucking Time Commanders TV show. It wasn't even mentioned in the documentary, which is bonkers. Goblin Buggy is amazing card art and nobody will ever change my mind. I'll look it up in the break. Okay. Anyway, let's not get too crazy. We're not getting too logged in. Was what on YouTube? Northwesterhausen said something. I'll let you. No, you guys. You can have your conversation. I have to take a break. So we're going to actually pause the game. Oh, it's been paused for fucking ages. The mysterious construction. I remember now. Okay, we'll let him build that, and then we will go on the break. We'll definitely go on the break after that. Here we go. You're right, Paul's Fortress, very much so. Right, here we go. Let's intently watch him build his little his thing. Come on. Come on. I'm going to not look at chat. I'm not getting distracted. There's no way I'm looking at chat. Otherwise, we're going to be down a rabbit hole of nonsense that will never end. Then again, a never-ending rabbit hole of nonsense is not the worst thing in the world. Oh god, I saw a video on Reddit of people going into these tiny tunnels and crawling through something called the hellhole earlier. Oh, I'm not claustrophobic, but Jesus Christ, it made me feel claustrophobic. Ugh. Little caves like that. I mean, that's enough to make anybody spooked. Although apparently not the woman who the guy was following down there. She was loving it. She was loving it. Tiny little caverns, getting through like openings the size of a shoebox. Fucking crazy. Certainly after lockdown, I won't be getting through any openings the size of a shoebox. Unless somebody has absolutely enormous fucking feet. Maybe elephant shoes. Then again, elephant feet are round, aren't they? Maybe. I'm not sure if an elephant's foot would have a greater diameter than my gut. I'll have to check that out. Let me have a quick Google while we're waiting for this item to be built. Oh god, we're going down a rabbit hole. Elephant foot. Average diameter. There we go. For males, shoulder height is approximately 5,8 times the length of the hind footprint. Okay. It's not. What is an elephant's foot called? Why would you Google that? Oh. You only have to go to the second page for someone to ask the question, how big is an elephant's penis? An elephant's feet are simply called feet. There we go. Anyway, enough of this, enough of thinking about elephant shoes. We don't need to think about that because elephants don't think about that. Elephants don't give any fucks about shoes. Ah! Kadol Eturodom the Trapper has created Dasel Val Nazom Ust, an obsidian scepter. She claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Einod Peaked Metals. Very exciting. Let's have a little look and see what this item looks like, shall we? Heaven's Loves. Excuse me, the dream of breaching. Nobody in the fortress can tell how much it's worth, which is a pity, but it has some stuff on it. This is an obsidian scepter. All craftsdwarfship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with llama wool and bloodthorn, and encircled with bands of cushioned obsidian cabochons. This object menaces with spikes of obsidian and dog bone. On the item is an image of Boredom Mob, the sheer dog leather shoes in obsidian. On the item is an image of Boredom Mob, the sheer dog leather shoes in red spinel. Well, very exciting. Oh, Karasoda, welcome back. Thanks for joining us, and what a lovely sub. Much appreciated. Salford Sal says 40 to 50 centimetres. Holy shit, that's big. I might actually fit through an elephant's footprint. Amazing. Amazing. I've got to stop looking. Sorry, Karasoda. I will be back after the break because I've been going down the rabbit hole far too deeply. I have supped too deeply from the font of nonsense. Let's pop this on. Turn on the old music. There we go. A little bit of crass marketing for my line of t-shirts. Feel free to purchase them. Also, feel free not to. Remember ad time. says Sal. That is a very good point. Maybe I should run some ads. Thank you very much for watching up until now. It's been a pleasure streaming for you. I'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes or so. Who knows, maybe sooner, after I've had my sandwich that's been in the fridge since lunchtime. In fact, I might still be eating that when I come back. I'm also going to make myself a cup of tea in my lovely Tacoma Games mug. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back shortly. Please enjoy the break music, if it works, which it should. It's working! Yay!